And we are extremely sorry about the annoying technical difficulty there. That's the first time I ever heard myself say "bah." It sounded like I guess, a sheep on our second. And there's a high chopper to the second baseman, Colin Small, who flips over the Schultz. Schultz to first, and they will not get the double play. And we will update you as quickly as possible what happened. If you guys did finish the bottom of the first with them muted, as I would probably assume, the Corndogs scored 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. They left 1 man on base. And then to give you updated, Dino Biggers reached on an E6 from Schultz. It was a baseball that was hit with a lot of spin, and Schultz wasn't able to handle it. And now Bryce Vincent hit into a fielder's choice. It was one of the highest Baltimore chops I've ever seen. Matusack fires the first pitch, strike past Brady Small for strike 1. So Biggers is out at second on a 4-6, and then Vincent reaches on a fielder's choice. He's currently standing on first base. So now we're caught up. Our broadcast doesn't sound like there's sheeps in your head. Some people like to go that route when they're trying to sleep. Foul ball off to the left as Brady Small, which I don't think he is, but he might be related to Colin Small, the second baseman. 0-2 now is the count. And they do get the nod of approval from the old fairy who checks up on the broadcast. No sheeps on our broadcast now, right?
No annoying sheep.
Yeah, okay, we're good. Back to Corndog baseball. Frank Plesack's ahead in the count. He can go to any pitch he wants to here. He's ahead, and he fires. Swing and a miss. That's the 3rd strikeout from Frank Plesack in this start as he goes to that wicked circle changeup.
Best thing about Frank right now, look at that pitch count out there. 21 for Frank versus 29 for Christian Jacob and the Joliet Generals.
2 outs for Jalen Avery, and you're right. That's the great thing about Frank is he's had a lot of quick counts, getting ahead and getting weak contact when he needs it. Avery sees a good slider dropping for a strike. And that's also what's a great thing about Frank is he's cool, calm, collected, consistent, and I'll throw this one in there, controlled. He can throw all 3 of those pitches where he wants, and that is a huge key for him and a huge step to the next level. If he throws a fastball by Avery, he's ahead 0-2. Can he make this a 3-pitch at-bat and head into the bottom of the second with his team with a good 4-run cushion and could add more? We'll see. Plesack, with the hair coming from behind his cap, gets the sign. He lowers his hands, 0-2. That's high. Ball 1, a good pitch there from Plesack. He just threw the previous pitch in that same location. Avery went up the ladder for it, and he couldn't come up with it. 1-2. This could be a good time to go back to that breaking ball. Throw it in the dirt. Have to have a lot of confidence in your catcher, Jaden Deal, to block it and keep it in front of him. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Frank Plesack is brilliant through the first 2 innings. He has struck out 4. We go to the bottom of the second. Corndogs leading 4-0. You're watching Corndogs baseball on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Home half of the second. Corndogs up 4-0. And the University of Chicago is proud to be the exclusive medical provider of your Lake County Corndogs. U Chicago Medicine is a leading community of physicians, researchers, and game changers that make a difference in your life. U Chicago Medicine at the forefront. As Colin Small was a game changer against the Crestwood Panthers in a game where he went 3 for 3, scored 3 runs, had 3 stolen bases, and he made some phenomenal plays over at second base. You couldn't really describe it any other way. He's had 1-0. He lifts one to the right. Seems to be going out of play, and it will, just beyond the batter's boxes, the batting cages of the Generals by the lunch tables, 1-1. If you're watching, come on down. It's a beautiful night. There's a breeze, and you'll have a good amount of shade on you. So you won't have to worry about getting sunburned today, as I bet a lot of people are going to be dealing with that after this beautiful Father's Day. 1-1 the Small. Down in the dirt, 2-1. Yesterday was the first off day I had, Noel, in 16 days due to Corndog games, calling the regional finals up at LaPorte. 2-1 from Jacob. Small hits one into right field. It's dropping fast. Moving in is the right fielder who dives, and a phenomenal play by Jake Muha. It's a fun word to say and a fun play to call. There's one out.
Yeah, I like the grip strength there by Muha when you have to dive forward with your glove and come down with the glove, hitting the ground and keeping it in. That's a great play. It reminds me of Superman out there, Hayden Matulik.
Well, I looked down and I haven't flipped my book over, so I saw Matulik and said, well, that's not right, and had to flip it over to see Jake Muha on the little cheat sheet I have in front of me. Gavin Terry doubled in his last at-bat. Has great discipline as he takes that one up. Ball 1. And Corndog fans have had a lot of cheer about in the bottom of the first inning and through the first 2 half innings. There's a strike. 1-1. As Frank Plesac struck out 4 hitters and allowed 1 double, worked its way around that. And there's nothing else you could really much say about the Corndogs. They're off hot against the Generals. Terry's late, hits one to the left, and almost got Brett Mathews. So, you know, as a baseball player, there's a term for a baseball that's hit like that. It's called an ugly finder. So if it hits the person in the dugout, they're naturally called the ugliest person. I don't know if that's the case because the baseball should be hit back here and hit me. 1-2. And it's fouled off by Terry. There's the laugh. I got it. 11 for 11 on the year. Tom Biley got a good laugh on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Terry at the plate, back to the top of the order for the Corndogs. As Terry returns after had some days off, comes back with that .413 average, and it's climbing. Pitch upstairs, 2-2. And that's really the discipline that comes with Gavin Terry. He's ready to hit, but once he realizes it's out of the zone, he stopped himself. And that was a great example right there because he the left leg kicked, but he knew to keep the hands back. Break-even pitch. Outside, 3-2. That's the scary thing about Gavin Terry also is not the average, not the speed, not the fielding ability, but also the stolen bases. He has 14 on the year. He's only been caught twice. Carraway, who's behind the plate, is the only person to have thrown him out. Ball 4 through the first month of the season. Carey's reached base twice today, so that streak continues. That is now, I want to say it's around 11 straight games where Gavin Terry has reached base twice. Incredible streak.
I mean, he will make you pay in any way that you can think
Exactly.
of. Rarely ever strikes out. And if he's hitting the ball, usually it's a single, but might as well count it as a double for those stolen bases. And if not, the discipline's going to get him over at first on a walk.
They're going to check over on Terry immediately. And you know Gavin Terry was looking for that one, as he's always getting checked out by the pitcher and making sure they don't advance up another base because that walk could turn into a double or a triple. Mathews now up. Terry's on the move, hitting the left field one more time. It's a successful hit and run. Terry hits the corner. He's heading for third. The ball is dropped by Avery. Avery throws in the second base, and that is incredible hitting by the Corndogs. That is just exciting for us up here in the booth as Brett Mathews is now 2 for 2.
That's just such a satisfying put out of that hit and run there, finally paying off for the Corndogs. Terry, with his speed even, you know, Heisman put up the stop sign there, but with that mishandle out there by Jalen Avery in left, I would have given it a decent shot at Terry making it home there. I think it's good base running, though, staying at third there.
Pitch to Schultz is a called strike, top of the zone, nothing in 1. Waiting for the umpire, as he was nodding his head as he turned, but then he pointed, giving us a sign that there was a strike, and hopefully the corn dog little statue we have is good luck. Avery misses one that's just outside, 1-1. He tried for the corner and missed. And a lot of things to cheer for the Corndogs. As shout is being played, the shout out of encouragement to the Corndogs as they've been playing great baseball to start off this game. Pitch to Schultz. It's up, and Schultz was ready to wear it on the head, but the curveball broke out of the way in 2-1. We were talking to Tyler Schultz before the game the other day, and I guess that his family, who usually watches the game, had a good laugh about our conversation. Who has the best hair on the team? Misses inside, 3-1, as Schultz backs out of the way. And they said they laughed the hardest because you had said Schultz, and I said with disgust, really? Even though he gets perms, so it's artificial, not like Thomas where it's natural. And the way I compared it to him is he swings and misses, 3-2 to Tyler Schultz against Christian Jacob. 1 out, runners on the corners. I said it's a lot like players that use steroids. I'm not going to be specific on certain players, but everyone knows who I'm talking about. It's like it means more when it's real. You do it all natural. Throw over the first base, and Mathews is going to get into a rundown. Now you have to check on Gavin Terry over at third base. It's Fisher going home. Terry slides, and he will be retired. So Terry is cut down at the plate. Mathews will move up to second base. There's now 2 outs, and that's exactly what the Generals are trying to do there on that play. Was you're going to be all right with Mathews taking second base, but you want to get the out at home. But now you have 2 outs on a 3-2 count with Schultz at the play. Three, 2 outs. The count is full. Here it comes. And it is ball 4. So Tyler Schultz works a walk. He'll move over to first base. Mathews is at second base. We'll have to check on how you would score Brett Mathews getting up to second, as he was picked off. But because of the play at the plate, you now have to wonder if that was a fielder's choice. We'll have to double check. Now Roman Kuntz will come up with 2 runners on. So Schultz has reached base twice on a fielder's choice in the walk. And Kuntz lifts one, just missed it. Man, it's out of play, 0-1. That would be a great way to cap off this rally that the Corndogs have jumped out on in this game. With Roman Kuntz can drive one deep somewhere. He wouldn't have to go against heavy winds today, but it's still gusting in from right. 0-1. Kuntz, another one lifted out of play. 0-2. He's just underneath that baseball. Let's see if he can go up a couple more inches on it and drive it, as Kuntz does have some incredible power. He hit his first home run as a Corndog, and the first Corndog home run ever against the Oilmen at Oil City. And he's shown to just drive baseballs everywhere. Changeup is down low, 1-2. But for Roman, he's just trying to get back into the rhythm. He's batting at .250 with a double, a home run, 6 RBIs, and 6 walks. Pitch, and Kuntz hits one shallow left field. Avery battling the sun, going to his right, and he secures it right in front of his shortstop, Dupuis, to end the inning. The Corndogs don't score as they strain a pair of runners. We'll go to the 3rd inning with the deep-fried Dogs up by 4. And when we come back, Noel Ferry will be your play-by-play broadcaster. You're watching Corndogs Baseball on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to Legacy Fields. I'm Noel Ferry here with your play-by-play. Jake Muha up to bat for the Joliet Generals. And here's a reminder that Purdue Federal Credit Union is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. And they're proud to be a part of the Crown Point community and support organizations like the Corndogs. At Purdue Federal, we take pride in being your financial partner through all of life's big events. You can visit us just down the road at 113th and Broadway, or always online at purduefed.com. As Muha watches a breaking ball go right across the plate for strike one. Purdue Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for life. Plesac having a great game so far. Comes the 0-1. That one catches, bottom left corner, strike two. And honestly, he's getting whatever he wants right now. It really comes down to the control. And when you're going to be throwing as many breaking balls as Frank is throwing today, usually he likes to stick with the fastballs. If you can get a hold of them and get them where you want, 0-2. Just low, ball one. You're unstoppable. And, not to mention, even if they do go a little bit out of the zone, easy for Jaden Deal to corral them, and you don't have your catcher running all over the place behind home plate. Keeping it in front of him and keeping the game in front of you. 1-2. Fouled, straight back. I regularly see Frank's brother, Zach Plesac, on SportsCenter for praises of his athleticism on the mound as he's regularly making great fielding plays for the Cleveland Guardians. We'll see 1-2 again. Down in the dirt, ball two. A lot of talent in that family, and it's shown here at Legacy Fields today. Two and two to Muha. Down just low. Full count. This is the first time where Frank's been in a little bit of trouble here with 3 balls now. No walks on the game so far. You don't see that too often from Frank. The payoff pitch. Caught him. Strike 3 called. Left him looking there. That was a great 12-6 curveball. Put him to sleep. Absolutely nothing you can do there when it's coming to you that high and ending that low. Even if you did swing, you're swinging where that ball is not. Jack Dupuis back up to the top of the rotation for the Joliet Generals. Here comes his first. That one inside, ball one. After a long stretch of some interesting lineups for the Corndogs, here comes the 1-0. Just inside once again, 2-0. Finally seeing something back a bit to the norm with the infield looking per the norm. Outfield, same thing, except with Hayden Matulik, now Superman out there, new addition from PNW. But happy to see Gavin Terry back. It's obvious how much of an impact he has on this team. Austin Ridgway, the same thing. 2-0. Just misses outside. Ball 3. First time today we'll see Frank face a true hitter-friendly count. We'll see how he approaches this. You'd think he would go right back to the fastball, try to get there before the batter. That's exactly what he does. Strike 1 called. It's a bit cooler today than it is these past couple days, and that's good news for these infielders and outfielders. 3-1, swing and a miss. Frank working his way back in. And when you're Frank and you're getting all these strikeouts, making sure that your fielders out there are staying nice and energized, don't have to run too much or do too much work, that's a key to success. Full count. Could end the inning here. Curveball. Got him looking once again. And that's out number 2, actually. That is Frank's 6th strikeout of the day. 2 in each inning so far. And he's gunning for that record set by Connor Pangburn. 10 strikeouts in a single start. It's a Corndogs team that throws a lot of strikeouts, but sometimes the pitching can get themselves into a bit of sticky situations. So that one's inside to Michael Gould. Incredible discipline and decision-making by Frank on the mound to come back from that 3-0 count to get the strikeout. 1-0. Thought about it. That one's too low. At one point, this Generals team seemed like Corndogs were playing them nonstop after that doubleheader. I'll tell you, calling 2 straight baseball games in a row does something to you. Swing and a miss. Love to call 14 straight innings of baseball. Who can get enough baseball? But after that, it's kind of like you want to go do anything else. 2-1. Another swing and a miss. He went on that one indeed. 2-2 the count. But after that doubleheader, the Joliet Generals made a trip here to Legacy Fields, where they were once again defeated by the Lake Kearney Corndogs in an intense comeback. 2-2. Just misses outside. Full count once again. Frank could stay perfect here with no walks so far and end the inning on the same pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. Looking for his 7th strikeout of the day. Here it comes. That one's hit into right, but it will go just foul. So we'll see a full count pitch once again. That was hit exactly to the same spot that the double by Gould earlier, who is currently at the plate as well. That one carried a little bit more to the right and put it out of play. We'll see full count once again. That one's crushed into left, and that will stay fair. Another great piece of hitting by Michael Gould, who advances to second for his 2nd double of the day. And it appears Gould is one of the only people who's really got his eye on Frank's pitches, because even off that full count, he's able to get that. Two hits so far, Frank Plesac, both coming from Michael Gould. And both being doubles. That brings up Brennan Fisher. First baseman 0 for 1 on the day, but so is everyone else on the team but Michael Gould. So that one's up high. Small playing a bit further to the right off second. Adjusting for Brennan Fisher. So that one's inside once again. 2-0. First pitch strikes aren't coming as easily in this inning for Frank, but still been able to collect 2 strikeouts. 2-0 count here. Fouled straight back. We at the Corndogs hope that not only you might be listening to the broadcast today or at the game, but you do something special for your father today. It's not every day that you get to go out there and celebrate. Sometimes, unintentionally we take things for granted like that. So go find your dad or find any dad today and tell him you love him. 2-1, strike 2 called. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Deuce is wild, but there's no Andrew Mild in the booth right now. Just me. And I wouldn't say that things are getting scary with Noel Ferry just yet. 2-2. Strike 3 called. Frank Plesac grabs his 7th strikeout of the day. Scoreless for the Joliet Generals. Corndogs on top 4-0. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. And we'll be back after this. Welcome back to Legacy Fields. Cal Curiel up to bat for the Corndogs. As I get a corn dog myself here from Andrew Mild. A reminder that Plumbers Local 210 is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. That one's crushed into center by Cal Curiel. Underneath goes Michael Gould, and he gets the out. We strive to provide and maintain education of apprentices and upgrading of journeymen in the plumbing industry. Curiel quickly saw a pitch that he liked, but caught a little bit too much underneath and sent that one straight up. That brings up Hayden Matulik, 0 for 1. Up too high, first one to Matulik. And that was a much-needed quick out for Christian Jacob, as he is getting strike one called on Matulik, straight down the middle. So his pitch count is getting quickly up there. And in this league, it's all about keeping it low because you don't want to injure yourself. 1-1, way inside, ball 2. And you will be pulled if your pitch count gets too high. But for Frank, it's been the story of the strikeouts and not even necessarily other quick outs, as he's collected 7 strikeouts on the day so far. 2-1, outside, ball 3. (3-1). And that strike 2 call just clipped the outside of the strike zone. Matulik completing the quad of the P&W players here on the Corndogs. Some of the brightest players on the team, as that one's fouled off to the right. Exactly same line that those 2 doubles hit by Gould today were down. And you can't ask for a better start from Gould on the Generals, going 2 for 2 on 2 doubles off Frank Plesac, who's throwing 7 strikeouts. Matusack strikes out. Doesn't even think about swinging on that one, as that one catches right outside once again.
Now batting for the Corndogs, number 28, Austin.
Jacob's second strikeout of the day. That's good for the confidence. It's been a shaky start so far. But since the first, you've come back, haven't allowed a run in the second, even with all those base runners due to some good fielding. First one to Ridgway, right down the middle of the plate for strike 1. Ridgway 1 for 1 with that crucial hit that scored 2 for the Corndogs. That's outside, ball 1. Ridgway is another one of those guys that, put him in a situation where he can collect some RBIs in a much-needed situation, and he will do that for you. Doesn't see too much playing time. As he hits that one right towards Dino Biggers, but it's going to be Fisher who tosses it over to Jacobs to end the inning out at first. Good hustle there by Jacob to get to first, and that will end the inning with no harm done. Still 4-0 Lake County Corndogs on top of the Joliet Generals. You're listening to Corndogs Baseball on Facebook Live. Here we are at Legacy Fields. Frank Plesac still on the mound for the Lake County Corndogs. Here's a reminder that Off Square Brewing is the official brewing partner of the Lake County Corndogs. At Off Square Brewing, we strive to be just that, off square. We think and brew outside the box. Me personally, I can't say too much about Off Square Brewing because I'm not 21 yet, so I can't necessarily recommend it, but I'm sure it is great if they are one of our partners. Also, Misprint is the official printing partner of the Lake County Corndogs. We specialize in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and within budget. Big or small, we do it all. Visit misprintindiana.com to learn more about our services. Also, Macron, the official jersey partner of the Lake County Corndogs. Work hard, play harder. Speaking of jerseys, we saw a couple more players for the Corndogs who weren't here the last home game 2 days ago pick up their brand new white jerseys. And they're looking sharp. I have to say, I think I prefer them. I take that back. I don't know if I prefer them over the blue uniforms, but it just looks so clean, and it really makes them look like professionals out there.
I think you can make an argument that both have pros and cons. Like the white ones are clean, while the blue ones kind of give it more life and vibrant, and like that's what the Corndogs are going for. So I think I enjoy both.
Yeah.
But as a person that's a blue fan, I have to pick the blue jerseys. That's just how it is.
That's respectable. Shantae Caraway up for the Joliet Generals. Here comes his first. As that one catches top of the strike zone. Once again, first pitch strike for Frank Plesac.
Yeah, Frank's been really throwing that nice tight slider, and it's even nastier when you're down low and seeing it at eye level.
0-1. That one's crushed into the gap into left. That's going to be an easy double for Caraway. There goes Austin Ridgway. Throws in to cut him off there. But another double for the Generals, and those have been the only hits they've had so far is just 3 doubles, which, you know, you can't be too mad because they haven't scored, but it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, Frank went back to the slider again, but that time he hung it, and Caraway just caught all barrel. A nice loud sound in the left field. And now Frank's going to have to work his way around yet another double from these Generals.
Caraway's
3 hits, 3 doubles.
All about those fast twitch muscles with the pickoffs at second and those hard hit balls. That brings up Dino Biggers 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch. Thinks about it, but that's too low. Ball 1. Caraway taking a huge lead over at second. That'll bring Tyler Schultz into the plate just a little bit more. Plesac keeping an eye. Here comes the 1-0. That one's hit right to Schultz, who's not going to be able to get there in time as Ridgway cuts it off and stumbles to throw home, but that will score Caraway on what almost sounded like a broken bat single for Dino Biggers. And the Joliet Generals are on the board.
Number 13, Bryce Vincent.
Yeah, Biggers put a nice swing on it. It was off the end of the bat. He's been able to push it over Tyler Schultz, and I think Schultz was shaded more up the middle right there and also battling the sun, so he wasn't able to see the ball off the bat initially. And the Generals are on the board. They're still down 3 runs, but they have no outs, and the tying runs on deck.
2 quick hits there for the Joliet Generals to get them into this game. Here comes the first to Bryce Vincent. Fouled straight back. Yeah, Schultz definitely wasn't seeing that one as well as he obviously would have liked to, as he was hardly running forward at all. Most likely just sun in your eyes. It gets mixed up in there, and he didn't really have a chance to get a play on it. 0-1. Outside, just misses the bottom left corner. Huge RBI single for the reigning player of the week, Dino Biggers. 1-1 to Vincent. This once again hit into the gap between Curiel and Schultz as Ridgway misplays that one, but Biggers wasn't paying too much attention, and he'll stay at third, but there is another double for the Joliet Generals. And currently, they are seeing everything that Frank is throwing at them perfectly.
Yeah, they came in this game batting at .304 in their last 5 games, scoring 36 runs on 55 hits. So that's an average of 7.1 runs and 11 hits over the last 5 games. And this is a lineup you don't want to see get red hot. And as Frank goes through the lineup for the second time, they're starting to time him up a little bit better. And 3 great swings to start off this inning, 3 straight hits.
Frank looking to break that streak. That one's strike 1 called for Brady Small. And if you're Frank, Just keep in mind you got 7 strikeouts on the day. It's a big hole to dig yourself out of, but it is not out of the realm of possibility by any means. The wind up, the 0-1, fouled off, straight back, 0-2. And finally, a pitcher-friendly count for Frank.
Well, he's got himself ahead with the fastballs. Would like to see him go back to the breaking ball here and get back foot on Small and get the strikeout. But Small was a little bit late on the fastball, so Frank may go back to that one too. That's a good thing about having 3 pitches you can go to, and you have control on all of them. You can throw in any count, and the hitters have to respect it.
0-2. Gets him swinging. Frank's 8th strikeout of the day, and came at a huge point in time in this game. Frank's looking to collect himself here and get away with only 1 run from the Joliet Generals. Jalen Avery up, batting .266 on the year. Frank only 3 strikeouts away from the strikeout record for the Lake County Corndogs.
The record is 10 by Connor Pangburn. He did that a week ago against the American Giants.
First pitch to Avery, almost clips him on the left arm, but ball 1. That's a rare, uncontrolled pitch there by Frank. You definitely don't want to see you start giving up free bases now, as there haven't been any given up. Swing and a miss for Jalen Avery.
I know this isn't a stat you can keep on point streak, but I would love to see how many swings and misses does Frank Plesac get per start. That is a metric that a lot of Major League teams are using nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like you can almost predict when it's going to happen. The 1-1. Fouled straight back.
This would be a good time for strikeout number 9.
I'd like to see Frank incorporate more of the breaking ball, like Andrew was saying. Is now you've broken that streak of 3 straight hits. One and 2. Looking for strikeout number 9. Here it comes. Strike called. Frank collects his 9th strikeout on the day, and he is red hot.
3 straight hits, and you get a strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking, and you're 1 strikeout away from double digits and tying the Corndogs record. There's not much else you can ask for, but for Frank, the way that he's been able to attack the hitters today with all 3 pitches from his repertoire, that's why he was able to go to a fastball there, throw a mistake to Avery. It was right down the middle, and Avery didn't pull the trigger because he didn't expect a fastball in that count.
Jake Muha up. Sees one go just low and outside for ball 1. Runners on second and third here. Only 1 run scored by the Generals in this inning. That one's inside, ball 2.
This is the 9-hitter, so for Frank, you got to be careful. Just attack him, make him hit your pitch, and get out of here with just 1 run scored, and let your offense come back up and face Jacob again.
Yeah, you wouldn't like to see this get back up to Michael Gould at the top of the rotation, who is also red hot on the day. 2-0. Here it comes. That one's fouled straight back. Getting weak contact. Finally, Steele's going to have a conversation with Frank.
Yeah, I wonder if the home plate umpire may have got something in his eye there as he is having his mask off behind home plate, checking at something. But for Frank, that's the cool, calm, and collected part we've been talking about. This is the calm part, because you give up 3 hard hits the way he did, 2 of them being doubles. He didn't panic. He just came back and went back to his game plan and started throwing some strikes. And there's always a saying that Mike Tyson had, that everyone walks into a game or a fight with a plan until you get hit in the mouth, and then that plan goes by the wayside. Frank is not getting away from his plan. He knows what he wants to do against these hitters.
2-1 to Jake Muha. As that is a breaking ball that just misses the top right corner. 3-1. And now would be an inopportune time for Frank's first walk of the game.
And then load up the bases for Jack Dupuis.
Here comes the 3-1 as that one's crushed into the gap, into right field. It'll drop. Matulik fields it. That'll score 1, 2, and there is another double for the Joliet Generals.
Yeah, they brought their A game today at the plate. That's the third double this inning and the fifth in this game.
Yeah,
That's a good stat to have if you're the Generals.
I'm sure Frank and Deal behind the plate weren't the only ones who knew that that was going to be a fastball right there. Frank definitely didn't want to walk him, but off the fastball, another double. Jack Dupuis up, back at the top of the rotation. Runner at second. That one's too low, ball 1.
This might be the roughest inning that Frank has had in the Corndogs uniform. Other than that, they've been nice breezy innings. These few innings here where he gave up 1 earned run, but 3 already against him when he came into a game where he's only allowed 3 earned runs all season.
1-0. Fouled straight back. One and one, 2 outs. Frank almost got himself out of this inning with relative ease. But now he's given up 3. Here it comes. So that one misses outside. Ball 2. These breaking balls are just barely missing the zone now for Frank as we see Jake Tomets warming up in the bullpen for the Corndogs. Finally, we've seen an inning where Frank's pitch count has caught up to him. 2-1. That one's hit right towards Colin Small, and he won't be able to field it. There goes to home. The throw will not be in time. Joliet Generals score another one off of a single by Jack Dupuis. And it is a tie game here at Legacy Field. So on a day where Frank Plesac is throwing lots of strikeouts, he's also giving up lots of hits.
Yeah, it's right now he's falling behind in these counts and not being able to put these Joliet Generals away. That's the ability that we talked about with Frank, is throwing strikes, getting ahead in counts, and making them hit his pitch. Right now, in the last 2 hitters, he's fallen behind and making mistakes, trying to go inside on the fastballs. And the Generals were waiting on the fastball, so they just turned and hit it hard, especially on the swing from Muha, who just sent it sailing into right field. And now we're tied. It's right now 0-0 ball game one more time, and the Corndogs bats got to get going. They've been held scoreless the last 2 innings and try to support Frank.
Only a runner at first, 2 outs, bringing up Michael Gould, who is 2 for 2 on the day. I have a feeling we won't be seeing too many fastballs delivered to Gould here. Here comes his first, as that one's hit right towards Colin Small, who ends the inning very quickly. We pop up right to Small, but not before the Joliet Generals take 4 from the Corndogs and make it a tie ball game. We head to the bottom of the 4th. This is the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Welcome back to Legacy Fields, 4-4. Now the score is the Lake County Corndogs take on the Joliet Generals, or as some optimists might say, it's a 0-0 ball game. But we have a pitching change here as we see Logan Schwarting take the mound for the Joliet Generals. And a reminder that every pitching change is brought to you by IBEW Local 697.
Proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs.
See, I like the duo that we have there.
It's like the nationwide song they sing on the Bulls and White Sox.
Exactly. Also a reminder that attorney David Gladish represents clients that have cases involving personal injury, wrongful death, auto accidents, medical malpractice, and more. Visit dgladishlaw.com to learn more. So you can hear Jaden the Real Deal up to bat for the Corndogs. And they're going to need to get something going here as their cushion has completely evaporated here at the bottom of the fourth. So that one's fouled straight back, and that one was a good chance to come back here. An inch higher, and that could have gone.
Yeah, we had that in the last game. It was almost that time again. But the new pitcher is Logan Schwarting, as you mentioned, and he has a 5.62 ERA.
0-1 to deal. Up too high. And Deal looking to see some more success since his great game here at home in that 4-home-run game for the Corndogs. Hasn't had too many games like that with that much success. Really known for his base running and catching abilities. 1-1. That one's hit just foul. A little bit too much slice on that ball to left field. 1-2, but a good hit ball nonetheless.
I bet you there's a lot of dads that had a lot of slice in their golf balls today.
Yes. Yeah, going out for your Father's Day game. You a good golfer, Andrew?
No. My 9-iron went further than the ball.
Yeah. I might be a good mini golfer. Head over to Zow's Island sometimes. 1-2. Down too low.
What did you call it?
Zow's Island?
It's Zayo's.
Zayo's?
It's Zayo's Island.
That's news to me, frankly.
Yeah, that's definitely a Hammond thing to say.
You know, when it's so far away, you don't go there too often. Tom is agreeing with me. Zow's Island. We'll have to ask the fans about that one. 2-2. That one drops down for strike 3 called. Deal left looking on that one. That brings up Colin Small, 9th batter in the rotation.
Now batting number 15, he does it all, Colin Small.
That's a great start to the day for Logan Schwarting, grabbing a strikeout on the first batter you face. Here comes the first to Small. He shows bunt, fouled off to the right. So we're getting a fact checked here from Andrew Mild. And I am wrong. This is coming straight from the mouth of who is that? Up too high. Ball one called.
That was the general manager of Zayo Island from 11 years ago. That was August 4th, 2011. But I don't think the pronunciation changed.
Zayo Island. I'm going to have to get used to that one. And that dragon looks exactly the same as it does now 11 years later. 1-1. That one's hit. Could drop behind Biggers, and it will. There's a single for Colin Small.
Yeah, I talked with Colin Small when he won Macron Player of the Game and kind of asked him, what has been the change? What has been the shift for you since you're a little bit of a slow start, more for your bunt and your speed, but you've been hitting the ball a lot better? He goes, getting early in counts, he goes, I know I'm in the 9-hole. I'm going to see more fastballs. I'm trying to ambush them and get the barrel out in front and stop being late. And he's been a great player, and you don't expect 9-hitters to have the average that he does. He's batting over 300.
No, definitely not. He's able to just poke it out, Terry. Takes strike 1. He's able to poke it out just over the heads of the infielders, creating dilemmas for the outfielders and infielders as they're confused as to who can come down with it. A couple Bermuda Triangle situations we've seen created by Colin Small, and he's over at first. 0-1 to Terry. Small is on the move. The throw by Caraway is in time. And Speedy Small is caught stealing at second.
Caraway's had great success from behind the plate this year. He has a great arm, and he kept that low and it rolled to Dupuis. All he had to do was catch the ball and apply the tag, and there's the second out. Can Gavin Terry get a 2-out rally started now?
That's a momentum killer as that single is erased off the board. And a big sigh of relief by Logan Schwarting. Terry takes inside, ball 2. But you can't see it as a wasted inning just yet. You're up at the top of the rotation. Gavin Terry, Brett Mathews on deck. You can still get something going here. Corndogs are great at scoring with 2 outs on the board. 2-1. Outside, ball 3. Terry will gladly make his way to first off of a walk if he needs to. And he does it regularly. That's how he's able to keep that average so high.
Keep the on-base percentage high, too.
3-1. That one is crushed, but up too high by Terry. Back goes Bryce Vincent, but there is Jack Dupuis to get the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the top of the 5th, tie game 4-4. And when we get back, I will be sending it off to Andrew Mild for your play-by-play.
Through 4 innings of play, and it's the only difference now is the 2 4-run innings that we've been seeing put on the board, one by the Corndogs in the bottom of the 1st, 4 runs scored in the top of the 4th for the Joliet Generals. Andrew Mild, Noel Ferry in the booth, and we thank you listeners for joining in to our broadcast of Corndogs baseball. And as we go into the inning, is a friendly reminder that Kuziak Construction is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. Is your complete home improvement expert from home remodeling, repairs, and roofing. We do it right. Contact us today at 219-923-3007. That's 219-923-3007. As Frank Plesac takes the mound, Noel, went down to the field level, got to talk to some of the family members that are attending today's game, and ran into Frank Plesac's uncle, and now, once again, a state champion, Joe Plesac, who is with the Andrain 59ers as their pitching coach, and they just won state yesterday, I believe, with a final score of 5-1 as they played at Victory Field, the home of the Indianapolis Indians in Indianapolis, of course, which is a beautiful minor league ballpark. We'll lead off with Brennan Fisher against Plesac. Plesac throws in the dirt, 1-0. Plesac is at 9 strikeouts, 2 away from setting the new mark, as Plesac was tied for first with Bryce Shaw with 9 until Connor Pangburn last week set 10 as he pitched 6 innings against the Chicago American Giants in a 17-0 win. 1-0. Called strike 1, 1-1. Fastball top of the zone on the outside portion of the plate. 1-1 to Fisher, who is 0 for 2 with a ground out and strikeout. He was strikeout casualty number 7 against Plesac. Plesac sets and fires. Lifted in the air, left field. Austin Ridgway battling with the sun. He's going into the corner, and he drops the ball. Ridgway dropped the ball. He throws it in, and that will go down as an E7 on Ridgway. Fisher trots up to second base, and Deshante Caraway will now come up after the misplayed ball from Ridgway.
It's another bad play there by Ridgway. We haven't seen any errors from him today, but a couple times off of those hits off Plesac, there have been mishandles by Ridgway out in left field, and that's caused some extra bases to be earned when really it could have been singles that they were held to.
Well, Caraway's the one that started the rally an inning ago. He led off the fourth with the loud double in the left field. Plesac gets him to swing and hit a loud foul ball straight over our heads to the concession stand line behind us, 0-1. If you haven't come to Legacy Field and tried out some of the food the concession stand has, come on out, try it out. There's some pretty good stuff. Just enjoyed a corn dog in my 2 off innings. We let Noel Ferry call it. 0-1, the pitch. Blocked by Deal, but it got past him and it hit the umpire, and he's hurt now. So time's going to be called to take the mask off, as I think that baseball hit him in the shin. That's never a fun time. Now you'll see Deal and Plesac talk as they walk back to the mound and give home plate umpire some time to recalibrate before the next pitch on the 1-1 count. Yeah, so Joe Plesac is Frank Plesac's uncle, and he was drafted by the San Diego Padres out of NC State. He didn't make it to the major leagues. He was a second-round pick to the Friars. He was drafted at 6'5", and he weighed at 205 pounds, and he's still the least bit 6'5". If you go down there and stand next to him, you'll feel pretty short. And he was there, actually, when NC State had won that national championship with Coach V against Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler and the University of Houston Cougars. And he actually played basketball with those guys. He said they always would just play pickup, so he'd go over there and play with them. He was 6'5". Caraway watches the one go down low, and it's 2-1 now. Home plate umpire seems to be okay. The last season for Plesac was 1987 with Reno, a single-A team in the California League, where he has 7-4 record. But now gives pitching lessons. Count is still 3-0. The count is 2-1 to Caraway. Plesac also attended Crown Point High School, just like his brother did. Dan Plesac, who's on MLB Network, played for a good amount of teams, one of them being the Milwaukee Brewers. Caraway takes a hardy cut, fouled it off, and thinks he hit off his leg. 2-2 is the count, and now we're going to have another pause in the game because somebody got hit in the shin with the baseball. Caraway retreats back to the home plate, right-handed batter's box. He's still shaking off his left leg. Wasn't hit him in the foot because his shin is covered. And now he's going to his lead foot, which is his left, towards Frank Plesac. Count's even at 2-2. No outs, runner on second base. Tied game, 4-4. Another fun game played at Legacy Fields. You see some of the shadows now cascading over the field. 2-2. Called strike 3. Frank Plesac, 10 strikeouts. He ties the record. He is now 1 away from surpassing Connor Pangburn just after 7 days of him taking the record. That may bother Connor Pangburn.
Yeah, a little bit of friendly competition here on the Lake County Corndogs, as it's been tight, this race for the strikeout record, as it's been broken. Well, I won't speak too soon, as we see 10 here right now by Frank. Could potentially be broken.
There's a strike to start the at-bat to Dino Biggers. It was Sean with 9. He did that against the Oilmen through 5 2/3 innings.
Frank almost got him in his start.
He tied him at 9. And then Pangburn surpassed him with 10. 0-1. Down low, 1-1 now. But Plesac has gotten to 10 strikeouts in 4 1/3 innings, which is remarkable because that's 13 outs through 4 1/3, and 10 of them have been Ks. So a boring day on the infield for the Corndogs fielders besides the hits. Foul ball off to the left. Plesac now ahead 1-2 as assistant coach Kyle Hallberg will now give some baseballs to the home plate umpire. As the starter in today's game, Frank Plesac, 1 strike away from surpassing Connor Pangburn and getting to 11 strikeouts, which would be a new team record. Can he do it here on this pitch? He's up to 82 pitches. The day coming to a close on Frank Plesac, which is kind of like a 1-2. Here it comes. Foul ball as a bird flies away from the baseball. I was trying to say it's like a metaphor that Plesac's day is coming to a close and the sun is setting.
Yes.
Off to our right. Really starting to make a picture-perfect day at the ballpark.
Walking away into the sunset.
Walking his way into the sunset, calling it a day on his 4th start, 5th appearance. First time in the white jersey. Beers moving the bat. The pitch. Called strike 3. There's the new record. Frank Plesac, 11 strikeouts. He passes Pangburn a week after. It's just something about these Sundays where the pitchers want to get everyone out with the strikeout.
It just seems to come so easily for Frank, more so than almost anyone else we've seen in the Northern League.
11 Ks, new record for Frank. He's now up to 34 strikeouts on the season.
At least 2 strikeouts per inning today.
That's incredible. The pitch. Hitting in the air, right field. Matulik going towards the line. He's racing. He dives. He can't make the play. It drops in. A run will score on 2 outs. It will go as an unearned run, and the Generals lead it 5-4. A bad jump by Matulik. He couldn't bring that baseball in the Corndogs trail after they're up 4-0, and it is dead silent in the ballpark.
Yeah, it's not something you see too often, the opposing team being ahead.
It's not too many times where the Corndogs have been trailing, or have been leading, and then lost. It's usually the other way around. And as Heisman takes the mound and takes the baseball away from Plesac, Jake Thomas will now come in for Plesac. But a great start for Plesac. 11 strikeouts, the new record, as he gave up 4 earned runs. We'll take a break as Thomas gets ready to come into the ball game. And you're watching the Corndogs on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Still in the top of the 5th inning as the southpaw Jake Thomas is finishing up his warm-up pitches. And we'll go look at his stats. And Noel, once again, it's a friendly reminder that every pitching change this season is brought to you by IBEW Local 697, proud partner
of the Lake County Corndogs.
So Thomas will come in with a 1-1 record and a 6 flat ERA in 6 games, where he's pitched 9 innings, struck out 11, walked 3, and he has allowed 12 hits, as there was a stretch of games where he kept giving up earned runs. 3 against the Vikings, another 1 against the Vikings, and then 2 against the American Giants. Runner on the move as a strike is called to Brady Small, and Vincent is now standing at second base as he just picked up the RBI single that would chase Frank Plesac out of the ball game and give his team the first lead of the game.
Now batting number 17, Aaron Vertuno.
Oh, it's Aaron Vertuno that came in for Brady Small. It's not Brady Small at the plate. So there was a pinch hitter, and every pinch hitter this season. 0-1 is upstairs, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on second base. This pinch hitter is brought to you by Ironworkers Local 395, proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. Tomitz misses upstairs and wide of home plate. 2-1's now the count. As Small was 0 for 2 in this game with 2 strikeouts. As he was strikeout number 3 and number 8. And the Generals are threatening to score another run. Hit in the air, shallow right field. Terry's got to go a long way, but Colin Small's in the shallow grass, and he hauls it in. The Generals score 1 run. It was unearned, but still counts all the same on the scoreboard as they lead it 5-4 going into the bottom of the 5th inning. You're watching Corndogs Baseball on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Four and a half innings have come and gone, and the Corndogs, who were up 4-0, are now trailing 5-4 as they'll try to reset and at least maybe tie the game or take the lead, but they have to do it against the new pitcher, Kai Formella. And every pitching change is brought to you by IBEW Local 697, proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. And Ivy Tech Lake County is a proud partner of Lake County Corndogs. Ivy Tech, higher education that's built around you, serving all Lake County with locations in Crown Point, East Chicago, and Gary. Visit ivytech.edu/Lake County to sign up today. That's ivytech.edu/Lake County. As Kai Formella throws his first pitch, and it's a called strike right at the letters of Mathews, 0-1. And Formella is 0-0 on the year with a 4.26 ERA through 5 games, where he has 2 saves, 3 strikeouts, no walks, 8 hits. He fires cross-bodied, and he drops one in for a strike. Just dropped in at the top of the zone, 0-2 to Mathews. Mathews is 2 for 2. If you would like anyone to get a hit to start a rally, it would be Mathews right here. Corndogs trailing by 1. This was the final score just 2 nights ago against the Oilmen. That one's outside, 1-2. As now the Corndogs have to make an adjustment now, as Formella does have a very unorthodox way of throwing the baseball to home plate.
Well, and that was a different release on that third pitch than it was for the first two, a bit of a rushed one.
Pitch. Mathews clobbers one in the right field. It drops in for a hit. It's rolling to the wall. Muha going to play off the warning track. He throws it in. It was cut off. And Brett Mathews, have a day. He's 3 for 3 with a single, with 2 singles, and now a double. There we go, Noel. Now they have a runner in scoring position, down 1. And here comes Tyler Schultz in the heart of the Corndogs owner of order.
Brett Mathews, an amazing two-way player over at first base today.
Foul ball from Tyler Schultz, 0-1. As Schultz and the Corndogs down by 1, trying to get this team back into it. It just seems like after the bottom of the first, the Generals have put the cuff on the Corndogs and slowed down the offense. That one's over the head of Schultz. Schultz has been known to be a hit-by-pitch machine this season. I don't know if that's what category you want to lead on in your team, but there was that one game against the Oilmen where he was hit 3 times, and all consecutively. He leads the team with 5 on the season. Up and in, 2-1. But hey, on-base percentage looks good that way.
Yeah, and you get the Take One for the Team award at the end of the
yes. You get awarded in black and blue bruises all over your body. That is a slow curveball, and that is a strike call, 2-2. After the release from Kai Formella, could have walked down to the concession stand and got myself a delicious corn dog and come back up, and it still would have been moving its way down there. Deuce is wild. The pitch. Schultz hits one in the center. Gould is there. He moves in. Mathews will retreat back to second base. Schultz had the right idea there, just got underneath it. There's the first out. And Roman Kuntz, who is 0 for 1, will now try his hand at trying to drive in this tying run.
Now would be a great time to take the lead here for the Corndogs with, maybe a home run.
It'd be huge, yeah. That'd be something the Corndogs fans have been wishing for. And the curveball is out, 1-0. That is borderline ephus right there.
I was thinking the same thing. Is almost like it's just so hard to watch these pitches fall.
Well, I don't think Formella throws the hardest fastball as he threw it there, and it's 2-0. But when you see that curveball coming in at around like maybe 62 miles per hour, then you come back with the fastball is going to look a lot quicker because these hitters are trying now to adjust to those speed changes, adding and subtracting velocity. Kuntz takes a big cut, but he's empty. 2-1. He had a cookie on the outside corner, but the lid got closed on him before he put his hand in. 2-1. You ever had that happen to you? It's not fun. Usually get a little red and then 3 fingers because you got slapped. 2-1, pitch. Kuntz fouls one off. He was a little late on the curveball. He had to wait on it. 2-2. Well, this is not something the Corndogs want to do, is get that leadoff double from Mathews and not capitalize. And if Formella gets a strikeout here on Roman Kuntz and Correa has to come up to the plate in another cardiac type of situation, these fans are going to have a lot to look forward to. Break-even pitch. Down in the dirt. Good take by Kuntz. Kuntz on 2 strike counts chokes up on his bat. He stepped out of the box, regathering his thoughts, and ready to do battle. Count has reached its limit. Runner on second base. Here it comes. And Kuntz swings through a curveball. There's the strikeout from Formella. That's his first, and that's the second out. And once again, they're going to have to rely on Cal Correa to deliver in a clutch situation.
This specific RBI would be so huge, just making sure that this game is within reach and that you're going to be able to control your own destiny in the bottom of the 9th.
Correa, the cardiac kid. Ball in the dirt, 1-0. 2 gone. Mathews left the inning with a double in the right field. Correa, who has earned the nickname the cardiac kid, has delivered time and time again this season. He has had 4 different moments where he's delivered. The pitch, inside, he lifts the arms and gets out of the way, 2-0. It was that 2 RBI single against the Oilmen in the miraculous 9-run bottom of the 8th inning. He got hit by a pitch against the Generals to tie the game. He had another big hit. Ground ball to the left side. It's backhanded, thrown over the first, and they get Correa out as Jack Dupuis makes a great play, and the Corndogs don't score on a lead-off double. We go to the 6th, 5-4 Generals. Not the result the Corndogs are looking for, but the good news is, Noel, there's a lot of baseball yet to be played. It's only in the 6th inning. Corndogs down by the one lone run as the Generals have come out firing against the Corndogs. And Ironworkers Local 395, proud partner of Lake County Corndogs. Local 395 continues to forge and maintain strong partnerships with owners and contractors based on our commitment to provide excellent craftsmanship through safety, productivity, reliability, and training. That's Ironworkers Local 395. Jake Thomas still working against this lineup. And first pitch is popped up right side. Who wants it? Seems by Mathews as he dances with it and puts the glove out at the last second, makes the play, and a lead off out. One pitch, one gone.
It's a great start by Thomas, who a lot of times gets guys swinging at his pitches. You were mentioning how you wish we could track how often people swing at Frank's pitches. I bet you Thomas's would also be up there with Frank.
Thomas faces a lefty, and Jake Muha, who with the big 2 RBI double, and the sliders in there for a strike. It just broke off and worked its way in. Well, Noel going to give a special appreciation to a special fan in attendance. Her name is Miss Betty. She is sitting on the third base side. She was wearing yellow sunglasses earlier. Breaking ball up 1-1. Almost got Muha. And she is special because if it wasn't for her, would not be able to be on the airwaves and calling the games, as she was my speech teacher before I entered elementary school. Here comes the 1-1. Muha late hits off to the left, 1-2. And the reason why I say that is that thing at the bottom of your tongue that attaches it to your jaw, mine is short. So my tongue can only go out a certain length. So when I was growing up, I had a really hard time with my R's.
Yep.
Thomas goes into a windup. He fires, and he misses up. 2-2 now. So I had to go to speech therapy up until the 3rd grade, and Miss Betty was my first speech teacher and taught me how to say my R's correctly so I could follow my dream of being a sports broadcaster. Break even. Late cut, an emergency hack to say the least by Muha. He sends it out of play, and he's happy with that. Do 2-2 again. So I know it's Father's Day, but I want to give a special teacher appreciation there.
So just not.
As one of the cameras from behind home plate just went out and called strike 3. Jake Thomas goes inside right to the kitchen of Muha and gets a called third strike, his first in the appearance. There's now 12 on the day for the Corndogs, and there are 2 outs. Dupuis now heading up to the plate as the Corndogs head back to the top of the order against this Generals lineup. As we try to get that camera back up and working. And the curveball from Thomas does not find the strike zone. 1-0 to Dupuis on the day. Dupuis is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Ball in the dirt, 2-0 now. This is the 4th time that the Generals have gotten to the top of their order and worked their way down. And Thomas is first time he's had to face Dupuis. He just entered the game, and there's a called strike. Let's just have to wait a little bit of a delay on the call from the home plate umpire. 2-1, but he always calls it. You just know when he calls a strike. You just got to wait. Thomas peers over his glove, puts his glove down, pitches, and ball 3. So the delay there and no strike call that time. You got to be careful, though, because Michael Gould, who's had a great day thus far, is standing on deck. He's hit all 3 baseballs hard with 2 doubles and a line out to second. Here comes the southpaw. Ball just low, below the knees, and that's the first walk from Thomas and the first walk of the game for the Corndogs. So that's good news, making the Generals earn their way on base, but the Generals have been slugging the baseball today. They've had 8 hits, and 5 of them have been doubles. So that's always a good percentage if you're the Joliet Generals tuning into the broadcast today. 5 divided by 8 would be, you want to take a guess, Noel?
5 divided by 8.
Pitch. Called strike. Painted on the outside corner, 0-1.
I would say 68%.
Ooh, 63. That's close, though. It's actually .625. So if you move the decimal points, then you get 63 if you round up. Called strike 2. Thomas goes back to old reliable. That is his slider. Trying to keep this a scoreless inning as the Generals have scored 5 unanswered runs through the last 2 half innings. Pitch. Hit in the air, right side. Matulik is racing, and it's going to go in the foul territory as Matulik had to hit the wall. Couldn't bring it in. Matulik not happy with himself. And we'll do 0-2 one more time. I thought that one was going to work its way out of play and find the bleachers just beyond the right field wall. But Dupuis will see another pitch from Thomas. Thomas throws back over the first base, just keeping Dupuis Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Gould is down on strikes. Dupuis at first base. And that's the third out. So Thomas strikes out a pair. We go to the middle of the 6th. And this game's getting late. Corndogs down 1. And you're watching your Corndogs on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Legacy Field, Corndog Baseball, just as always, here on Facebook Live on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Happy to have you guys in the broadcast for today's game. And for our viewers, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW Local 697, is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. As one, we are limited, but as a group, we are strong. It's also friendly minded that IBEW sponsors every pitching change this season, and there is yet another pitching change for the Green and Gold as they turn to a person named Green. That's Aiden Green now pitching for the Generals. And for Aiden Green this season, let's look at his numbers. He's 0-1 record, and this is from a small portion size for Green. He has a 23.62 ERA, where he's pitched in just 3 games in 2 2/3 innings. Struck out 3, walked 2, and allowed 5 hits. And it was the Corndogs that did it to him. They've scored 5 runs off of him on 2 hits and 1 walk. And that was on an inning and a third. Then he gave up 2 more runs against the Panthers on the 9th and just a third of an inning of work. And he will face off against Matulik, Ridgway, and Deal, who are due up this inning. First pitch to Matulik. Matulik hits one hard, but it's foul. That was a burner down the line, but it goes past Justin Heisman and off the wall, 0-1. Justin Heisman, before the game today, had to celebrate a happy Father's Day. He is a proud father of 2 young daughters. They have helped up with the Corndogs organization tremendously, even during our Easter egg hunt that turned into an Easter egg meet and greet with the Easter Bunny, 1-1. Got the Easter Bunny to come out of its hole and wear a Corndog shirt. Oh. And young fans got to leave with some candy and some tickets for a future game. And I believe that they're getting used fairly well to start off this season. I was happy to see some of the nice young Corndog fans as Matulik hits one to the right. It's dropping, and it's going to be caught by Fisher in foul territory for the first out. And this Corndogs offense has just been stifled since the bottom of the first inning. They have 4 runs on 3 hits, but since then they've scored no runs on 2 hits, and they've only left 2 men on base as there was a few 1, 2, 3 innings sprinkled in there, and the Corndogs left a leadoff double on second base from Brett Mathews. Not be able to capitalize. Pitch to Ridgway, and it's down low. Ridgway, a left-handed hitter, also throws left-handed, playing left field. Plays a club ball at Indiana University in Bloomington, where Noel Ferry goes to school. Here's the pitch. Ridgway hits one right back in the middle for a hit. Club ball seems to be working for Ridgway, and he's on base. That's his second hit in this ball game, and the Corndogs have some good speed standing over at first base, and here comes Jaden Deal.
It almost looked, did that ball take a bounce off of the hit, or did it go straight back?
Straight back.
Okay.
It was a inside fastball, and he in and outed it back up through the middle. A good approach by Ridgway, and the Corndogs have the tying run on base. They're playing from behind, down 1 run, as you see in the scoreboard in the top right corner. And Green, who's the third pitcher to come out of the bullpen tonight, fires his first pitch to Deal, and he misses up and away, 1-0. As Ridgway's got to be careful, DeShante Carraway, he's got a cannon attached to his right shoulder. We've seen it time and time again. He's been able to throw out runners left and right. He's one of 2 catchers to throw out Gavin Terry this season, the first in the Northern League season. When you do that, pretty much proven that you've got a cannon at that point. Deal lifts one off to the right, and it will soar its way out of play as some young fans are chasing after the baseball. And it's a friendly reminder, if you catch one of those baseballs and return them to the concession stand so they can be used again, you get to walk away with a free popsicle.
I actually was lucky enough to come away with one of those balls myself, but it was handed to me from the concession stand themselves, so I don't know if I'll be able to get myself a popsicle after a kid already got a popsicle with that same ball.
No, you have to hustle for the baseball. Ridgway's on the move. Deal takes it. The throw down the second base is not in time. Ridgway's in there. He slides around the tag. The tying run is in scoring position. Let's see if Jaden Deal in the bottom of the Corndogs order can capitalize. And Ridgway comes up really dirty.
That's so huge there for the Corndogs. You needed him to be right there in that situation. And might I say, that tag attempt by Dino Biggers was something else. He threw down his left arm while he was still midair. That was this close to being an out there. But Austin Ridgway comes out on top.
Well, now Deal had a conversation with the home plate umpire. I believe the count to be 2-1. I thought it was up and in. I didn't see the umpire say it was a strike, but it might be different. Here comes a pitch from Green, down in the dirt. So right now we're guessing it's 3-1, but we'll see what the home plate umpire signals it as. It might be 2-2. No sign yet. He does have that delayed call, and you really have enough time to watch him and also watch the play over at second base. That's where we're getting mixed up. We'll save the count for later. The pitch to Deal. Deal clobbers one in the left center field gap. It's going to drop in. Ridgway had the hold up. He's heading for third. It's rolling to the wall. Deal's going to go to second base. Ridgway is going to score. We're tied at 5. He is the real Deal.
Finally, Deal getting exactly what he needs. He's been looking for that hit for so long, looking to replicate some of that success from his huge game earlier.
Trades places with Austin Ridgway. Colin Small will now come up with the game tied at 5. As the Corndogs and the Generals are locked into a battle, getting to the back 9 of this game. Small, who's already picked up a single, steps up to the dish. Green pauses, he lifts and fires, and it hits Small. Hits Small on the shoulder. Luckily, he has some protection there. He trots down the first base, and the Corndogs go back to the top of the order with the batting average leader in this league, Gavin Terry.
Out of the frying pot into the fire with Colin Small now at first. You face Gavin Terry with runners on first and second.
Gavin Terry, the transfer center fielder, leaving Western Illinois, and here comes Joe Silva to talk to his pitcher, and this is a good move. Silva was the MCL, the Midwest Collegiate League, now known as the Northern League, Manager of the Year last year with this Joliet squad, and he's going to be talking, and he's going to be leaving quickly, as this was a Generals team that won the league last year. They're the defending champions of the league. So for the Corndogs, they have been tested time and time again, it feels like, this season. They've been playing Southland, and Southland has been incredible at home. Then you have the Oilmen, who the Oilmen have been like the crown jewel of the league, it feels like. They have made it the 4th straight championship series. The Generals, right now, the defending league champions. And right now the Corndogs, who gave up the lead, tie it, and have an opportunity to recapture that lead. Terry steps in. The pitch from Green. It's a called strike. Grabs the outer portion of the plate. Nothing in one to Terry. Terry, 1 for 2 with a walk. And he was caught stealing at home on a tricky play, which, as Mathews was picked off of first base and ended up going to second. Terry has reached base twice in every game he's played besides one. He fouls one off. Just got on top of the breaking ball. Nothing in 2 as it squirts away to the right. And Silva will pick up the ball and relay it back to his catcher, Carraway. 0-2, 1 out. This is where Terry likes to do in the 0-2. Choke up way on the bat, more than Roman Kuntz would. Get control of that barrel and try to punch it to the left side. In the way that Dupuis is playing deal over at second, it's wide open to that left side. Pitch outside. A waste pitch by Green there. Threw about 2 or 3 baseballs off the plate. 1-2. If you're watching the game, thanks for tuning in. Share it and let the Corndog faithful know they need you right now. They're trying to rally and take the lead here. This has been their best opportunity since giving up the lead. 1-2, 1 out. 2 runners on base. Deals at second. He's been the hero. Deals on the move. The pitch. And it's a foul ball. It looked like a hit and run. Carraway was mad. Carraway wanted to catch that ball and fire it to third base because he thinks he would have had a good chance at getting Jaden Deal. But the thing is, too, is that Aiden Green has been really slow to the plate. He has a long leg lift, and once he reaches the peak, he then works down slowly to the plate. And that's why Austin Ridgway, who scored the tying run this inning, was able to steal second base and set up the double for Jaden Deal. Here comes the 1-2. Hit into left field. Avery is moving towards the line. He rounds the baseball, secures it, and there's a big second out, a key second out to say the least, for the Joliet Generals. But the good news is for the Corndogs, they have their hottest hitter at the plate right now. It's Brett Mathews, who's 3 for 3. Brett Mathews, the NWI Times Player of the Year from Hanover Central last year. Just finished his first year at PNW. He's hit 2 singles to the left, 1 double in the right. Let's see if he can go back to the left and get the Corndogs the lead. Deal's got good speed. The pitch drops in for a strike. Looked like a heavy curveball coming in from the top shelf, reaching the belt of Brett Mathews. Nothing in 1. Mathews got the stockings on. They're blue with the yellow around them. He's got 3 hits for all 3 stripes he has on. Can he get a 4th one? The pitch. And that one's up and away. 1-1. Just over the strike zone. Mathews had a rough couple of weeks at the plate, but he was hitting the baseball hard. Just wasn't finding any luck, but that luck has shown up today. The question is, can he get a hit in a big spot right here? Came in with a .293 average that will sure be above 300 when this game ends. Carraway lines up behind the plate. The 1-1. Curveball for a strike. Down at the knees, outside corner. 1-2. Now the Corndogs are 1 strike away from stranding a pair of runners on base. But if Mathews can deliver, the team will most likely take the lead, as Deal will be taking off on the crack of the bat. Pitch from Green. It's hit down the right field line. It was a missed pitch, and Mathews hits it foul. He's trying to turn on the inside fastball, and now he's going to check his lumber and see if it's going to get added to the fire or not. He seems to be happy with it. Seems to still have some life. But the question is, Noel, does it have another hit in it?
Well, if it does and you make really good contact, even checking it by Mathews, most likely that means there's a little bit of imperfection in the bat. Now, most likely would be a broken bat hit.
1-2, 2 outs. Pitch. Crushed into right field. Muha going back. He's rounding, and he makes the play. A good ride from Brett Mathews, but he just didn't have enough on it to carry to the wall. But the good news is the Corndogs score 1 run, and we're tied at 5 going into the 7th. Buckle up. It's another fun one. You're watching Corndogs Baseball on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. We're almost at stretch time. Corndogs and Generals locked at 5, and I'm going to go to my bullpen and hand it off to Noel Ferry.
Thank you, Andrew. Here's a reminder that Horizon Bank, proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs, provides online conveniences that support innovative solutions for your personal, commercial, and mortgage banking needs, as well as wealth and investment services. Visit horizonbanks.com to learn more today. Also, Great Lakes Sports Hub is the official training facility of the Lake County Corndogs. They are not just another dome. Jake Tomet's still on the mound for the Corndogs. Only gone through 2 today, whereas the Joliet Generals have seen 4 pitchers. First one of Brennan Fisher catches inside for strike 1. So on a day that's been all about the pitching for the Corndogs, they've even given up 5 runs. Catches outside, strike 2. Jake Tomet's 0 for 2, pitcher friendly. You want to keep this at a tie game if you can. The Corndogs have seen a little bit of life from their lineup now. That one's too high, ball 1. Scoring 1 run at a time now, it seems like. They've left a couple stranded throughout these past couple innings. It's that opportune hitting. Comes back to bite them. 1-2 to Brennan Fisher. Wind up, pitch. Drop down a little bit too low. 2-2. You know, Andrew regularly gets on me about not seeing The Sandlot, but honestly, that's not the only sports movie I've never seen. I never really grew up watching sports movies. It was always other ones. 2-2. Outside, full count. You know, I've seen Hoosiers. That's a classic one about the Indiana basketball team. It's a great movie. I've seen, Waterboy. That's one's less of a sports movie, more like a comedy. I know people talk about Forrest Gump being the greatest kick returner of all time. I've seen that. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Brennan Fisher retired by Jake Tomet's. But other than that, I haven't seen too much. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I've seen bits and pieces of Field of Dreams, as there's a cornfield out here just past Legacy Fields. No corn, though, so we couldn't really do anything fun with that. Thomas now faces Deshante Caraway. So that one just misses the top left corner, ball one. Caraway today has shown the cannon, but at times he's shown to use it a bit too much, get too much power on it, sending it over the head of his second and shortstop. So he checks the swing there as it goes inside, but strike called. Tomex has the great outside to in delivery, swing and a miss by Caraway. Strike two. Tomex with 3 strikeouts now, looking to collect his 4th here. It's been all about strikeouts for the Dogs today. That one hit with a lot of power straight up into the air. Gavin Terry has to come running in, but called off by Matulik, who grabs the out. And Terry was running so fast his hat came off, exposing that red sports band he wears underneath.
Now batting number 9, Dino Biggers.
Bringing up Dino Biggers, 1 for 3 today, but had a huge hit earlier off Frank Plesac to take the lead against the Corndogs earlier. Biggers a great second baseman. He sees one go low for strike one. And on those pitches where you see the batters, follow it all the way with their eyes into the strike zone, they always wish they could have that back. As Dino Biggers has to duck down after that one. Came in a little bit too close contact with his helmet there. 1-1. 2 outs. It's anyone's game. That one just misses outside. Ball 2. Dino Biggers, a great second baseman for the Joliet Generals. Makes play after play. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Jake Thomas looking to end this inning right here with a strikeout into that fly out to Hayden Matulik. And now potentially Dino Biggers, 2-2. Can he collect his 4th strikeout? Outside, 3-2. Thomas has been able to keep his pitch count pretty low so far. As he entered the game in the 5th inning. Full count, 3-2. Popped up, still could be playable for the Corndogs. Over goes Cal Curiel, but it's just on top of the roof of the Corndogs dugout. Still full count. We'll see it again. Good battle by Biggers to keep this one alive. And once we go to the... That one is out of here. Get Dino Biggers back to the dugout. Jake Thomas collects his 4th strikeout, and we head to the bottom of the 7th. This is Corndogs baseball on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. locked at 5 here in Legacy Fields. Lake County Corndogs and Joliet Generals facing each other. So we have a pitching change. That is number 19, Matt Dinkle for the Joliet Generals. So they're making a lot of pitching changes here in today's game, but so far it's working for them. As it is still 5-5, we see Tyler Schultz up to bat for the Corndogs. He's reminded that Diversified Marketing Strategies is a full-service marketing agency that specializes in all forms of media and advertising. Are you ready to start a project with DMS? Visit us at thinkdiversified.com. Tyler Schultz up, looking to make a difference for the Corndogs today. As he hits one, and he might make it here as that one drops. Leadoff single for Tyler Schultz. That brings up Roman Kuntz. Quick turnaround for the Corndogs. And they've got something cooking here in the bottom of the 7th. Tyler Schultz immediately attacking the new pitcher, Matt Dinkle. That's something we don't see a lot of as the Corndogs see one take bottom right corner for a strike. Usually with the new pitcher in, Corndogs usually let a few go past to get a read, and usually those pitches are balls that they see go past. Roman Kuntz, big cut. 0-2. Kuntz, 0 for 2 on the day. He was able to cross the plate earlier in the first inning, but that was a walk that he reached base on. That's up too high, and the throw over to first keeps Schultz there. 1-2. Caraway is always willing to throw it anywhere on the field after the pitch. We've seen him test out third a couple times. He's thrown to first after the pitch a couple times, and of course to second, but he's seen mixed success there tonight with Ridgway able to steal, but he picked off Small earlier. The 1-2, it's a foul ball. That one almost landed into the glove of Caraway, which would have retired Kuntz there. Right now, we're in the heart of the batting order with Tyler Schultz on first, Roman Kuntz at the plate, and Cal Curiel on deck. Curiel today hasn't seen too much success, but he's looking to make a difference potentially after Kuntz takes this 1-2, and Schultz is going to second on the wild pitch that gets past DeShante Caraway. And there is now a runner in scoring position for the Corndogs. All Kuntz has to do is put this one into play. Two and two. Deuce is wild. I already said that earlier about Andrew Mild, so I won't say it again. Keeping a close eye on Schultz. Here it comes. And that's once again goes past. There goes Tyler Schultz to third. And on 2 straight pitches, we see Schultz move from first to second to third. And this is exactly the issue with some of these teams in the Northern League. When it gets down to the nitty-gritty, who is able to keep those mistakes under control? Now, really, all you need to do is get this ball into play or even give it some good air into the outfield. Infield's playing in. And there is a walk for Roman Kuntz as there's a good discipline take. He leans back from that one inside. And that hit him, actually, on his right shoulder. Didn't make a difference as he would have been going there either way. Runners on first and third, bringing up Cal Cardiac Kid Curiel. And no better time than now. He is due 0 for 3 on the day. Hayden Matulik on deck. Matt Dinkle delivers his first. That's up too high. Caraway has to dive for that one. Still 5-5, but the Corndogs have something cooking. I was able to snag a corndog earlier myself, and I've got one in front of me here. 1-0. And that one's a strike. Curiel didn't like that one. And he'll live to see another one, 1-1. So that was just a little bit too outside for Curiel. Most likely would have created some weak contact. Up just a bit high. 1-1. Big cut from Curiel. 1-2. And you've got a lot to work with here. Curiel does not need to be the one to drive these runners in, but it would definitely make a huge difference with no outs here and keep this rally going potentially. 1-2 for the Cardiac Kid. Here it comes. As that one goes back, there goes Schultz home, and they are not going to be able to make a play. Corndogs take the lead 6-5. If you can't clean up the game, then the Corndogs are going to make you pay for it. 3 wild pitches and 3 bases advanced for Tyler Schultz. He scores and puts the Corndogs on top. And that also advances Roman Kuntz over to second. Cal Curiel still up 2-2 now the count. He could still get something going here. No outs. Kuntz taking a significant lead off second. Here it comes. Strike 3 called, and Curiel watched that one go right past. But not before the Corndogs were able to take the lead. That is huge for them here. Bringing up Hayden Matulik. 1 out here.
For the Corndogs, number 32, Aiden Matulik.
Matulik 0 for 3 on the day. This part of the batting order hasn't seen too much success. Now would be the time to come through. Kuntz still taking a sizable lead. That one almost makes contact with Matulik up top. And the fans are getting into this one. So we've got a nail biter here. A little bit of chatter towards the pitcher. 1-0. Matulik revving the bat like an engine. Here it comes. Down low. Ball 2. That's a great take there. So when you want to swing at something like that, most likely you're going to be just a bit too high. So that was sinking quickly. 2-0. 1 out. You can always expect to find great baseball at Legacy Fields. 2-0. That one, swing and a miss. And most likely, if Matulik hadn't swung there, that would have made contact with him, sending him over to first. But instead, it's a foul ball. Dinkle lost control of that one. 2-1. There's a broken bat, foul ball for Matulik, and he'll see 2-2. And the Generals have sent in a new pitcher for each of the last 4 innings, the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. An interesting approach. I haven't really seen something like that since the first game of the year, where we saw the Corndogs take on the Southland Vikings at PNW, where really teams were just testing out their pitchers. But so far, the Corndogs have been able to make the most difference off the last 2, Aiden Green and Matt Dinkle. As Matulik has to go find a new bat, and we'll add that one to the campfire. Still have yet to go camping this summer. Honestly, if I'm being honest, camping, it has its pros, but I think the cons outweigh them. It's so hard to sleep, even if you've got an air mattress. You are cold. The insects are out. Ugh. And then you have to go shower in the communal showers that they sometimes have at the campsites. Not a good situation for me personally. 2-2. Here it comes. And that is low. Ball 3. Another great take by Matulik. So that one probably looked like it was coming down right the middle across of home plate. Full count. This is huge with Austin Ridgway on deck. Here comes the payoff. Outside. Ball 4. And that sets up Austin Ridgway, who's 2 for 3 on the day. Runners at first and second. So we hear the Indiana Jones music playing in the background. Composed by John Williams, one of the greatest composers for movies and just composers, period, of all time. Just look up his list of movies that he's composed music for. It's amazing. First pitch to Ridgway is way outside. Ball 1. You've got Star Wars, Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, E.T., Jurassic Park. The list goes on.
Give me Jurassic Park any day.
Such a great soundtrack. 1-0. Swing and a miss from Ridgway.
If you could pick any John Williams song to be your walk-up song, which one would you pick?
Well, that's tough. You know, I feel like is it called the Imperial March?
Yes.
Yes. That's a good one, I think. The 1-1. And that one does not make contact with Ridgway, but it's way inside and in the dirt. He puts up the stop sign to his runners at first and second. 2-1. What about you, Andrew?
Man, can I just do the I got to think about this. There's so many good songs to pick from.
Maybe one of the Harry Potter songs. 2-1. Just outside. Hitter-friendly count here for Ridgway. Most likely we'll see a big green light here for Ridgway potentially and try to drive in these two runners and get some insurance runs.
I got to check, but I think he did Jaws.
Yes, you're right.
Yep,
He did do Jaws.
I'm going to do Jaws.
That's a really good one. I think I've seen that before. As that one does make contact with Ridgway there, right into the back. There's another hit by pitch. And that will load up the bases for the Corndogs, or as Andrew likes to say, we have a fryer full of corn dogs here.
And they're sizzling and bubbling, and they're ready to be consumed, which means they're getting ready to get sent home.
Jaden Deal up. He just had a huge hit for the Corndogs in the last inning that put them tie the game, as it was Tyler Schultz with the three wild pitches that sent him across the home plate. Jaden Deal tied up the game, sending Austin Ridgway across home plate earlier. You see a mound visit from the Joliet Generals, but Dinkel will stay up. He's got 1 out so far, but runners on every base behind him. A stressful situation, yes, but we'll see if he can keep his composure here. I have a feeling we're going to see some big swings of the bat from Deal here, as even anything hit deep is going to score another one with only 1 out. And you can't waste this opportunity if you're the Corndogs. You might not see another one like this today. First pitch, checked swing. That's up too high. Ball 1. It's a good check there by Deal. Deal's played a great game behind home plate today. Almost no pitches getting behind him. 1-0. Big cut. He was looking for the fences for that one.
Yeah, he's looking for the grand salami on this now beautiful Sunday night. Love to see him connect, especially with the way that the pitcher is throwing, the way he's swinging.
He's got the power. Up too high, ball 2.
That's the fun part about the game. It's power versus power. It's point A plus point B equals point C, which I think is one of those brown buildings across the way.
Yes. I would say so, or maybe even the barn roof there, or one of the barn windows. Hopefully not.
Be a cool sound.
2-1. Deal has to jump out of the way of that one. 3-1. And once again, we'll see what Deal goes with here. I'd like to see one go into the pond there behind center field.
That'd be a good time.
We can't see it.
No.
But maybe we'd be able to see the splash. 3-1. Huge stop sign there. And he goes. So that's a full count now.
Jane Deal trying to do damage there. Got out ahead of himself on a good fastball from Dinkel. Now it's going to be a big 3-2.
A walk here will score a run. 3-2. Up too high. Corndogs take another one. Roman Kuntz takes a victory lap, and he's across home plate. 7-5 Corndogs.
But another quarter in the merry-go-round. The Corndogs go all the way around. Everyone will go up one station. Jaden Deal will get the RBI, and that will close the day on Dinkel.
So with another pitching change for the Generals today, they've gone through almost everyone they've got. We will take a break And a reminder that every pitching change is brought to you by IBEW Local 697, proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Legacy Fields as we've got something cooking. 7-5 Corndogs on top of the Joliet Generals. Colin Small up with bases loaded. Each pitching change is brought to you by IBEW Local 697. And Will Frisch enters the game for the Joliet Generals. That one's up too high and inside for ball one. We're going to see a big red light on a lot of these pitches here for the Corndogs. If they can keep getting runs off these walks, they'll take it. 1-0. Up too high once again. And Frisch has once he gets to the top of his release, it slows down just a bit, which definitely can throw some guys off, but for right now, he's got to worry about getting it into the strike zone. Two-0. And there's a strike. That one catches top of the strike zone. Small knows it. Now he readjusts. He's going to take a different approach now. Most likely not just going to watch everything go past him. He was waiting for that first strike. 2-1. Bases loaded, 1 out. Already grabbed 2 this inning. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Small was looking to plop that one in for one of those short singles like he always does. Here's a 2-2. This would be a huge out for the Generals, especially with Gavin Terry on deck. 2-2. That one's popped straight up and straight back. Caraway lost it. And that's going to come into the stands right in front of us. Luckily makes contact just with the bleacher. 2-2. We'll see it again. Colin Small 1 for 2 on the day. He also had a hit by pitch in the previous inning. It's actually a full count here. Colin Small has to be careful here. You don't want to watch one just go right past you. Keep battling if you have to. And we'll see a quick visit to the mound from Deshante Caraway to discuss these pitches. Small spending a lot of time in the batter box here. You have to feel for Caraway, as with all these new pitchers that have come in for today's game, it's really hard to get a rhythm going with these guys on the mound, so he constantly has to keep communicating with them. He's a great player. He's up to the challenge. 2-2. That one's up and inside. Full count. Another tough situation where if you let one go past and it is a ball, you will score.
We don't want to be too passive on it either. Anything that's close, you got to foul it off and stay alive.
Definitely. 3-2. Here it comes. And that's way over the head. That is a walk, and the Corndogs will score another one. And no possibility there for any sort of extra runs to be scored, as while that was a wild pitch, it was ball 4, which sends Colin Small to first and scores 1 for the Corndogs, making it 8-5. Base is still loaded, bringing up Gavin Terry, 1 out.
Well, no, if you remember the last time the Corndogs played the Generals, it was a game a lot like this, where the Corndogs were really able to pull away because the Generals' pitching just wasn't up to par, and they issued a lot of walks, and the Corndogs scored 5 runs in 1 inning and only had 1 hit, I believe.
This inning is far from over. First pitch to Terry is in that same spot, way up. You really have to be careful here. If Frisch loses hold of this pitch and it goes over the head of Caraway, which it has now almost twice in a row, that will score the runner from third. That's Austin Ridgway over at third, Jaden Deal at second, and Colin Small at first. Gavin Terry at the plate. 1-0. That's a nasty curve. Comes inside and fouled off by Gavin Terry. That had a lot of movement to it. Haven't seen that pitch from Frisch just yet. Corndogs have taken a passive approach now for these couple at-bats. Potentially now up 3. You wonder if they're going to flip that switch and try to go for a hit that'll score some more, if they'll just keep taking their free runs. One and one to Terry. And he goes for the aggressive approach, as that one might fall in the gap, and that is caught by Jaden Avery, but that will score Austin Ridgway, who tags up at third. Jaden Deal moves over to third. Colin Small remains at first, and Gavin Terry with the sac fly. Eight, 9-5 Corndogs. That brings up Brett Mathews now once again. Mathews at the plate with 2 outs. Runners at first and third. He could make another huge difference here with even more insurance run, and he is the final batter now to go through the entire rotation here in the bottom of the 7th. They've faced 2 pitchers for the Joliet Generals, Matt Dinkle and Will Frisch, and it has been a long one here at the bottom of the 7th after the stretch. Gavin Terry grabbed an RBI on that one. Long pause from Frisch. He delivers. That's outside by Brett Mathews. He takes it, ball 1. And there is the Jaws theme. Things are getting scary with Noel Ferry here. 9-5 Corndogs on top.
Because of that movie and that theme, some kids will not be enjoying the pools and lakes.
I can definitely say I was one of those kids that was scared of sharks in swimming pools and lakes. 1-0. Colin Small running over to second, but the holdup, and that's a wild throw by Caraway. It's pegs Jaden Deal in the back, and he crosses home plate. Colin Small advances all the way over to third. And on the misplay by Caraway, he hesitated on the throw to second, thought about the throw to third, hesitated, decided to throw it, but he threw it past third baseman Bryce Vincent. So that makes Jaden Deal take off. If it had been a better throw from Vincent over at third to Caraway, most likely could have gotten Deal out there before he scored, but instead it hits him in the back, and he scores.
Yeah, they'll go down as a stolen base for Jaden Deal, and then a E5 from Vincent to allow Small to get over to the third base. So I just want to clarify what the official scoring would look like there. But, man, what a fun inning.
This has been a crazy one. So it is now 10-5 Corndogs. They've pulled away from this one quickly. 1-0. That one drops, but not enough. Still up top. 2-0 to Brett Mathews.
And that's been the scary thing with the Corndogs has been these late inning eruptions that they have and can make the comebacks that they need to.
Can never, ever count them out. 2-0. Fouled straight back by Mathews, and he just missed that one.
Could have picked up his fourth hit on the night right there.
Definitely. And that hit by Terry, the sac fly, it was, if it had just sliced a little bit more to the right, that could have even dropped there, as Jalen Avery had to make a great play out in left field to corral that one. 2-1. As there's one that's with a lot of power on it by Mathews, but back is Jake Muha to end the inning, but not before the Corndogs grab 5 runs to make it a 10-5 ball game. We head to the top of the 8th. I'm Noel Ferry, sending it off to Andrew Mild for your play-by-play once we get back.
That was a fun bottom of the 7th inning and a fun top of the 8th as we were able to get our stretches on. I'm starting to feel a little bit looser, Noel. Been sitting in this seat way too much this season as this is the 11th home game. Corndogs are 6 outs away from picking up their 10th win here at Legacy Fields. As we get our inning started, Dining Solutions at Wicker Park is the answer to your catering needs. Whether you have 50 or 400 guests, we can accommodate any type of occasion. Call us today at 219-923-3830 and let us help customize your next special event. That's 219-923-3830. The pitch, hit to the right, out of play. And we will start the 8th frame with a foul ball after the Corndogs scored 5 runs to build up their largest lead of the game, 10-5. They'll do up as Vincent, Fortuno, and Avery. Here comes the southpaw. And a foul ball into the glove. 0-2 now. And Thomas just came in, and he's been dealing. Came into the 5th inning after Plesac gave up his 5th run, which was an unearned run that would chase him out. 0-2. That is called strike 3. They called it strike 3. Deal will fire the first, and they got him. Thomas gets the called third strike on the inner portion of the plate, and Joe Silva is not happy. Joe Silva has just ran out of the dugout and arguing that call, and he is pretty adamant. He is saying that one missed inside, and there's no one on third base. Sorry about the miscommunication on the scoreboard. But Silva is not happy, and he's ejected. Joe Silva has just been ejected from the ball game. That is the first here at Legacy Field by any manager. Now here comes the first base umpire, and the fans are having fun at the expense of Silva. Heisman was almost ejected in the last game, and Silva will have to pack up his bags and head out of the ballpark.
Well, you know, if you're going to go over and argue that call, now you're down by 5, you think it looks pretty hopeless, you might as well get your money's worth. You know, he comes out and he gets the point across, but now the Joliet Generals are without their manager.
Thomas fires after the strikeout, and he drops it down low for a ball. Has never seen a manager ejected in a Northern League game, and Silva is the first one. 1-0 is the count. The pitch, foul ball off to the right, 1-1. It was a close pitch. I think because of where Deal was aligned, we had a hard time telling if that was a strike or not, and Deal was able to pick up the ball and throw out Vincent over at first base, which is the 5th strikeout for Thomas. And once again, a foul ball, relatively the same area, just behind home plate, off to the right. And now we'll see Silva with his silver Nike bag on, walking out of the field. But, you know, some managers will do that on purpose. Once their team is down 5 and you feel like you need to inject some enthusiasm into the team and show that you're backing them up, they'll get ejected on purpose and get their money's worth on top of that. And maybe that's what Silva is trying to do. And he is the MCL, now Northern League Manager of the Year from last season. 1-2, another foul ball. Fortuno playing spoiler as he just threw the barrel at it, hit it off to the right, and we'll do 1-2 again to Fortuno, who's in just his second at-bat since coming in for Brady Small. Fortuno is the designated hitter. Thomas gets the sign. He pitches, and he misfires that one, 1-2.
You have to wonder what manager was saying to ump behind the plate there, because it didn't look too animated, like there was too much yelling per se, but probably potentially some choice words being
Maybe
used.
it was the choice words. It's always the choice words. Thomas pitches, and sorry to sound like a broken record here, but a foul ball. Fortuno, and here it is, channeling his inner Bee Gees and staying alive. I don't know if you want to do the 3 phrases that are very popular with it, Noel, but can you at least give me 1 or 2? You know what I'm talking about? The 3 noises you make. 1-2. Called strike 3. Uncle Charlie dances in, and he gets the strikeout called. That's now 3 straight strikeouts for Jake Thomas, who has been brilliant tonight.
I'm sorry, Andrew. What exactly are you asking me to do here?
You ever watch The Office?
Yes.
So you know the part where they are doing the CPR episode, and you're supposed to do the 3 stanzas on it?
Yes. Well, if you're Michael Scott, I'll let the pitch go by.
Pitch does go by, and it goes by for a ball, 1-0.
If you're Michael Scott and you're asked to sing Staying Alive,
You start from the beginning.
First I was afraid, I was petrified.
I'm not looking for that part. I'm not looking for that
what he
part.
thought the song was.
I'm looking for the other part. The pitch. Avery backs away, but it clips the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Thank you.
Staying alive.
That's what I was going for. I can't sing personally. You have the theater aspect in you. Fastball is up the ladder, 2-1.
Give me a little bit of time for the voice to come back, and it'll be immaculate. I'm hoping to get out there to sing the national anthem one day.
Well, have you talked to anyone about that?
No, I have to let the training.
Maybe we'll let you broadcast.
I have to let the training run its course.
Swinging and a miss, 2-2. Jake Thomas needs 1 more strike to strike out the side, get him 7 strikeouts, and the Corndogs would be at a franchise high 18 collectively as Plesac had 11 where he departed. Thomas peers over the glove, lures his hand. Here he comes. And that one just missed. Whoa, wow. By maybe an inch or two. But Bob Euchre would say that he tried for the corner and missed. Payoff pitch with 2 outs. Jay Thomas has just been rolling through the Generals lineup, firing BBs past them. He fires. And that one is inside. Just a little bit. So Thomas threw 2 good quality pitches. Doesn't get the calls, but other than that, he's been doing fairly well for himself. We peer into that dugout of the Corndogs. That appears to be number 10, Dylan Matusack. That's warming up. Saw him pitch earlier this week against the Oilmen in the 6-2 victory. That was on Thursday, where he struck out 4 through 2 innings. So now we have a runner on first base with 2 retired. And the strike planted on the outside corner. Deal brought it in. Gets ahead in the count. Jake Thomas, former Munster Mustang, goes to the 0-1, rolled over to the right side. Colin Small fields on a hop, throws the first, and another phenomenal play for Colin Small. As Tom Bialik says, he can do it all. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 10-5 Lake County. And you're watching the Corndogs on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. We're in the middle of the 8th inning at Legacy Fields. Thank you for tuning in to the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. We're happy to have you on a gorgeous night here at the ballpark. There's nowhere else to be, in my opinion. And as we get ready for the bottom of the 8th, Crown Antique Mall is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. We offer a unique mix of antiques and collectibles. Visit crownantiquemall.net to view a list of our upcoming market dates. That's crownantiquemall.net. Colonial Life is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. Keep unexpecting. Life is anything but expected, including our approach to employee benefits. Visit coloniallife.com to learn more today. That's coloniallife.com. Backcourt Bar and Beverage Services can handle every type of event, from venues to weddings to indoor and outdoor parties. Visit bcbarcatering.com and let us start planning the perfect event for you. That's bcbarcatering.com. Athletical Physical Therapy is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. We treat you, not just your injury. Visit athletico.com to book your appointment today. And it seems like every inning for the Generals will have to do another read for IBEW Local 697. And here's why. They sponsor every pitching change this season. IBEW, proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. Now pitching for the Joliet Generals is Will James. And if you're not having deja vu, don't adjust your phone or laptop with where you're watching. Yes, we are leading off with Tyler Schultz, just as they did in the previous inning, where Tyler Schultz singled in the left field, and he scored on 3 consecutive wild pitches from Matt Dinkle, as the Generals have kept putting up an army of pitchers on the mound today. First pitch from James is a strike. Right down Broadway to Schultz, 0-1. James is now the 7th different hurler for the green and gold today against the Corndogs. The 0-1. Schultz hits one to the left side. It squeezes on through for a single. It will find its way to Jalen Avery, and Tyler Schultz has a multi-hit game as he is singled in back-to-back innings. This is how the rally started the last inning. Can it start again?
Yeah, rally, do they need it right now? Not necessarily, but you can never have too many insurance runs.
Well, that's a good note about that is if you do have a big rally and your offense finishes strong, pitch to Roman Kuntz is on the outside corner, first strike. On a late-moving two-seam fastball, nothing in one. But you get tomorrow off, so everyone's going to get more rest, as they had yesterday off too. So 2 off days within the last 3 is always good news. Kuntz takes one just a bit out, 1-1. And if you have a big game today, you carry that momentum into Monday in your off day. And then you hit the road on Tuesday and take on the American Giants, who have just been a scrappy team all season long. It doesn't show in their record. Breaking ball goes below the strike zone, 2-1. But we've seen them a few times, and they just have some very talented ball players, and they don't go away. They could be trailing by 15 and still be going as hard as they can. And you have to respect that in a team. Kuntz backs out of the way as he turned the shoulder as James's fastball got too close to Kuntz's liking. We'll do 3-1 to the power hitter that Kuntz is. And the American Giants played today against Crestwood. It was a makeup game. They lost by a final score of 10-8 at Ed Clancy. Kuntz takes a huge hack, and he just let it get in a little bit too much and hits it to the parking lot to the left, 3-2. So with that, the Panthers are going to snap that 5-game losing streak they were on and go to 10-10. The American Giants are 3-11-1. 3-2, no outs, pitch. Down low, Kuntz works a walk. Roman Kuntz has had a 0-for-2 day, but then you add on 2 walks and a hit by pitch. It looks like he's having a good night.
Definitely.
Tyler Schultz, who was at first, will go to second station. He's halfway home. We're past halfway home at the ballpark. Bottom of the 8th, 10-5 Corndogs. Cal Curiel is up. The Cardiac kid is hitless tonight as he pulls back a bunt on a fastball that almost got past Caraway, who had to backhand it and use his right hand to secure himself 1-0. Caraway's had a busy night catching 7 different pitchers. You have to really know your pitchers at that point to know what to call. That one's in, 2-0, as Curiel puts his hands in the air and backs up, 2-0. So I know on Monday I'll be going to the White Sox game, so if anyone is going, let me know. Be happy to greet you. Most likely be wearing my Corndogs memorabilia. We'll see. 2-0 to Curiel, up and away, 3-0. No, that's not Hayden Matulik at the plate. He's on deck, so we're not going up and away just yet. That's after the game. That's how he gets home. We do call him Superman. That's why we're saying that. 3 balls, no strikes, no outs, 2 runners on base. James fires, and that is low. Ball 4. Bases loaded. Corndogs have 1 hit in the inning, and then back-to-back walks. And that is the second time Curiel has reached base today. And here comes Hayden Matulik. Take another Corndog, wrap it up, and throw it in the fryer because these bases are getting loaded one more time. And here comes Matulik to his famous Superman song. Here's the pitch. Ball in the dirt, 1-0, and it continues for Matulik. That's one of the more famous, I would say, comic book movies, is the original Superman.
Have you ever sat down and watched it?
I have, yes. If it's a superhero movie, it's a good chance I've watched it. Matulik steps out. He steps back in. The count is 1-0. James gets his sign. He's playing the villain in this role. The pitch, and that's a strike, 1-1.
Have you seen the newest Batman movie with Robert Pattinson?
Yes.
What did you think of it?
Well, as a huge Batman fan, I don't know if you should be asking me because I will be playing a little favoritism, foul ball, 1 and 2. But this Superman movie was loaded. You had Christopher Reeve as Superman. Marlon Brando was Jor-El, his father. And, of course, Gene Hackman, who's known for Hoosiers, was Lex Luthor.
I actually mentioned Hoosiers earlier on the broadcast today. I was talking about while you were gone.
I thought you were talking about basketball. I was really confused on the other side. The pitch. Matulik hits chopper to the right side, picked up by Biggers. They flip over the short back to first base, and that will be a 4-6-3 double play. A run scores. Corndogs are up 11-5 now, but now they have is one runner on base. That's going to be Roman Kuntz standing at the last possible station before home. Schultz crosses the plate. He gets a run. Do not give an RBI to Matulik for hitting into the double play. So there's now 2 outs after one swing of the bat from Superman. As that pitch must have been his kryptonite from Lex Luthor himself, Will James. Here comes Ridgway. Ridgway spits on a fastball that was just off the inside corner, 1-0. But I did think it was a really good movie. I thought it was one of the more comic accurate Batmans because of how dark it was. Ridgway swings and misses, 1-1. I was a huge fan of the depiction of the Riddler. If you have small children at home, don't not let them watch that movie. But other than that, it was a great movie. I thought Pattinson also did a great job. The 1-1, and that's foul ball off to the right, 1-2. Some people hear Batman, and they think of numerous people that have donned the cape and cowl. So they're thinking Michael Keaton, Adam West, Christian Bale, Val Kilmer, the infamous George Clooney as Batman. Not George Clooney himself, but him as Batman is not great. 1-2. Ridgway watches strike 3. He gets rung up, and 1 run does score for the Corndogs, and we go to our final frame of play with the Corndogs 3 outs away from sticking another one onto the board. Thanks for watching the Corndogs on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. 3 more outs to go. We can do it one more time. This pitching change is brought to you by IBEW Local 697, proud partner of
the Lake County Corndogs.
And that new pitcher that we're going to be talking about is Dylan Matusack, the Crown Point native. Has a 1-1 record and a 1.54 ERA, where he does have a save on the season, as he has pitched 11 2/3 innings, struck out 17, walked 10, and has allowed 10 hits. He pitched against the Oilmen on Thursday, where he went 2 innings, struck out 4, and allowed just the 1 walk. And right now, he's just going to try and lock the door on the Joliet Generals, call it a day, and move the Corndogs to 10-1 here at Legacy Field after their 9-game winning streak here at home was snapped. Pitch from Matusack is down low in the dirt. Deal couldn't pick it up. 1-0. He'll face the top of the order in Dupuis, Gould, and Fisher. That is a called strike, 1-1. Generals down by 6 runs. They hit the ball extremely well today. Here comes Matusack, and that's a curveball down low, 2-1. As through the first few innings, they had 8 hits, and 5 of them were doubles, but Thomas came in and he pitched a gem of a game as he only allowed 2 walks on the day. Other than that, he had 6 strikeouts. So Thomas is now in line for the win. Ball 3. Count is 3-1 to Dupuis. Dupuis is 1 for 3 on the day. He was one of the walks that was issued by Thomas back in the 6th. Thomas issues the 3-1, and he issues a walk as Dupuis will turn around, throw the bat onto the on-deck circle, and head over the first base. So that's how the 9th inning will start. The Corndogs still need 3 outs. You just got to be mindful, Noel, of that 6-run home run.
No, definitely. I mean, me and Andrew are still going for the rule to be enforced that if you hit a home run here in the top of the 9th or in a situation like this, that you automatically get what you need to tie the game. So luckily that's not the case here, but if it were, it would be a little scary.
That one was scary as it ran in tight to Gould. 1 ball and no strikes. Last time we saw Gould, I knew we had a nice friendly conversation about how his last name is spelled exactly like a certain kicker. Gould hits one straight back. Is this our chance, Noel? Nope. It hit right over our heads. You can hear the thunk right above us. 1-1. It's spelled Gould. And for Robbie Gould, that was formerly on the Chicago Bears, it's spelled the same way. 1 ball and 1 strike. Corndogs up 6. I miss Robbie Gould in the Bears uniform. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball. 1-2. Sharp turn. What a pitch by Matusack. I don't know if Robbie Gould was able to hit that through the uprights. That's what he did against the Green Bay Packers, the green and gold. The Corndogs playing the green and gold. That one is just outside. Wow. Curveball must have just danced off the corner. Just dove off the cliff. We'll do 2-2 with the pitch. That is inside. Gould backs out. It is now full once again.
Yeah, Matusack uses essentially his full body for his power there as he whips himself off the mound, and he lives and dies by the curveball.
Chopper left side. Curriel lets it go through into left field for a base hit. It was hit hard. Curriel didn't get a great jump on it, but the Joliet Generals are trying him out a comeback. I mean, we've seen big innings like this happen before, so you can't put anything past this team that was slugging the baseball and came into this game batting .304 as a team collectively over the last 5 games. They scored 36 runs, so an average of over 7 runs a game, and 55 hits, which is perfect. 11 hits. And in this game, they have 9 hits. That was a 9th hit. They were handcuffed since the 5th. They had 3 straight innings where they didn't get a hit, but a few walks. Brennan Fisher steps up to the dish. He's 0 for 4. He reached on an error, and he scored a run. He came around the score off the error from Ridgway in left field. And that one is in the dirt. Kicks away from Deal. And both runners will move up 1 more base. So no double play in order now for Dylan Matusack and the Corndogs. As Matusack has just been a tad bit wild, and now it seems to be that there was a cross-up between Deal and Matusack. They're now going to have another friendly conversation. Well, unless maybe they're talking about eating at Backcourt Bar and Grill.
Yeah, or what they're going to do on their off day tomorrow. Maybe get some practice in at the Great Lakes Sports Hub.
Maybe one of those guys has a pool.
True.
And then they can get Dining Solutions to come cater their pool party.
They say any party, big
any
or
party.
small.
They do it all. Indoor, outdoor, weddings, and there was something else that they did. Well, 50 to 400 guests. I don't know if you'd get 50 to 400 guests at a Dining Solutions party. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Wow. Fisher swung right through that baseball, and it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. 2 runners on base. Corndogs 3 outs away from picking the W. And that one is inside. As you hear oohs and ahs from the crowd above us. From up here, no, that one was awfully close.
Couple have been awfully close.
You could have put a pebble between the baseball and the inside corner and gotten the strike there. Maybe that was probably less than an inch. What's less than an inch? A centimeter? Ball low, 3-1.
Yeah, centimeter, millimeter, nanometer. The list goes on.
I'm not great with measurements, especially that or anything but we don't use the metric system. What is the system that we use?
The Imperial system.
The Imperial system. That's right. 3-1. Called strike 2. Called strike 2. Just have to wait. It's always a little bit more drama-filled when the umpire takes his time to call it. 3-2 now to Fisher. If Fisher walks, the bases will be loaded. If Fisher strikes out, that'd be the first out. Pitch, and he takes his base. Base on balls to Brennan Fisher. Now the Generals have an army on the base paths. Down 6 runs for Deshante Caraway, who steps up 1 for 4.
Well, and it almost appears like Matusack is sacrificing placement for speed here. He's missing a lot with these fastballs.
Well, none of these runs really matters of right now. There's the ball down low because it is a 6-run game and the Corndogs are getting their bullpen up and moving around. So Matusack has already thrown 18 pitches. He'll be throwing number 19 momentarily to Caraway. Here it comes. And number 19 is high, 2-0. Trying to see who that could be.
Doug Loden, I believe.
Got my binoculars at home. There's a very good chance it is Doug Loden. He didn't bat today, but he did use the suction cups from Athletico that sent their trainer here to get his arm loosened up. And that is number 8. And Caraway is dancing. He's now walking back to his dugout with helmet off, and he's walking back. Matusack just does not have that release point today. It's 3-0. The bases are loaded. He's already issued 2 walks and a single to Gould. It's a 6-run game, but you don't want it to get closer because these Generals have capitalized in big spots in this game and during the season. Caraway takes a huge cut. He actually spun around at home plate. He tried to hit a grand slam and then some. Counts 3-1. He's an inside fastball. And I have only seen that type of swing in cartoons, the way he spun around. He takes that one straight back. Another out of his shoes swing. 3-2.
And the cartoon side effects go really well with these last 2 swings by Deshante Caraway.
It reminds me of the big character that was on Looney Tunes. Payoff pitch. And this one is driven deep left field. Going back is Ridgway, battling the lights. He secures it with 2 hands. A run will score, but that's okay. It's just a 5-run game. You'll sacrifice the out for the run. And there's 1 out. Generals cut within 5 now. For Dino Biggers will now step up and try to keep the rally alive for the Generals.
Well, I'll tell you what, there was not a lot of playable field behind the heels of Austin Ridgway there. That one was close from Deshante Caraway.
I want to say that baseball was caught towards the end of the bat of Caraway, and that's why it didn't drive the way it did. Biggers sends one off to the left. Curiel is going to his right, but a bounce on top of the bullpen of the Corndogs with Doug Loden getting warmed up in there. I think that's with Carter Sakamoto. 0-1 to Biggers. Biggers is 1 for 4. Reach on an error. He singled and he struck out twice today. 0-1. Matusack tried to drop in a breaking ball, but he left it up 1-1. And the thing with Matusack is if he's not throwing those breaking balls for a strike, that's where he gets himself into trouble because that has been his bread and butter pitch. 1-1. Hit to the left, going for the gap. Gavin Terry is racing, and dive Austin Ridgway. He won't secure the baseball. Biggers gets it to drop in. Terry relays the baseball back in. Schultz catches it. A run scores. It's now 11-7 on that RBI single from Dino Biggers. Gould is the runner that will step on home plate and go back into his dugout And now this game has been sponsored by a gas station on a score of 11-7.
Won't say which one. Fans will have to guess on that.
Yeah, I guess. If they think about it long and hard enough, they might come up with it. Second hit for Biggers. This one is hit down the line hard, but because of the spin of the baseball, it goes foul. 0-1 to Bryce Vincent. Vincent is the sixth hitter to step into the box for the Generals in this frame alone, as Dylan Matusack labored through the first three hitters. And right now he's just trying to close the door. The tying run now is on deck for the Generals. It's getting close to maybe a save situation for the Corndogs. Matusack puts the baseball behind his back with a glove positioned on his left quad. He puts his hands together and he fires. And this is fouled off to the right, 1-2.
Problem with Matusack right now is we're just not seeing enough swings and misses. He can get 2 strikes on these hitters off mostly foul balls, but we don't really see any true strikes, even looking, that is.
Yeah, that's been the story of Matusack this year, is if he's going to be throwing strikes effectively. When he's throwing strikes, he's virtually unhittable for most hitters because of the sharp movements that his breaking balls make. And then you go back to the fastball where he throws pretty hard. And when they're sitting curveball, it looks a lot faster. There's a curveball, and not a called strike as Deal got crossed up and didn't present it. 2-2 now. And that's been, again, back to the story of Matusack. He had, at one point this year, he had these 8 walks and 8 strikeouts. Clubbed in the air, left field, Ridgway coming in, and he makes the play. One more time. He will secure it with 2 hands. There are 2 outs. 2 gone. Generals are on the ropes, down to their final out.
Was much needed by Ridgway. He's had a shaky game out in left field, and that was a much needed out. Sigh of relief there from a lot of the people here at Legacy Field.
Aaron Vertuno could be the final hitter in this game. The Corndogs up by 4. The Generals have scored 2 runs here in the 9th. There's 2 runners on base. The tying run is on deck in the form of Jalen Avery. The first pitch is a called strike. Matusack goes into his bag and throws probably his best curveball. He's not wasting any time. He's already set. The 0-1. And it's offered at and missed. 0-2. 2 absolute beauties that just snapped off. And Dylan Matusack is ahead 0-2. Will he triple up? Will he go to the fastball? Let's find out. The pitch. That one is out. It was the slider that time, but a good 0-2 pitch. He tried to get the swing and the miss there and try to get Vertuno to hit it off the end of the bat. He was willing to waste one. 1-2, the pitch. And it's just low. Wow. Matusack is not missing by a lot in those last 2. The count's evened out at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fans are getting into it. They're clapping their hands, trying to will Matusack to get that 3rd out. Is this it? Right here, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Corndogs win. Stick another one onto the board. They're now 14-6 this season and 10-1 here at home. Happy Father's Day. Corndogs win by a final score of 11-7. And we'll send it over to the Corndogs post-game show. They'll be hosted by Noel Ferry. And Noel, your Macron player of the game is Austin Ridgway. We had fun. Going to go talk to Austin Ridgway. And when we come back, it'll be the post-game show. We hope you guys can join our broadcast on Tuesday on the road against the American Giants. And we'll be back at home this Wednesday against the Southland Vikings. Thanks for tuning in. Stay around for the post-game show.
Welcome back to Legacy Fields after an exciting one here. Corndogs take this one 11-7 as Joliet Generals tried to stage a little bit of a late game comeback but came up just short. Corndogs moved to 14-6 on the season. They have now won 10 games at home. Tried to get it 10 straight. Were able to get 9, but lost one, a close one against the Northwest Indiana Oilmen 2 days ago here at Legacy Fields, and that moves the Joliet Generals to 7-9. And they stay in second to last place, just ahead of the Chicago American Giants. And remember, everyone, for the playoffs, top 4 teams advance to this league's playoffs, meaning that right now, if you were to end the season, it would mean that the Chicago American Giants and Joliet Generals would not make it. So, the line scores of today's game. Today, the Corndogs put up 7 hits, only 1 error on the day, and they left 6 men on base. And then for the Joliet Generals, they put up 8 hits. They left 13 men on base, which obviously proved to be the difference maker here. Committed what appears to be 2 errors. Actually, I take that back. I believe that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 men left on base, which is still huge difference maker. A big storyline of today's game, Frank Plesac able to put up 11 strikeouts and no walks at that, getting the record for the most strikeouts ever thrown by a Corndogs player. And your Macron player of the game is Austin Ridgway. Andrew Mild is out there at third base talking to him today. Ridgway had a bit of a shaky game in terms of playing at left field, but he came up in huge ways for the Corndogs today. He went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, 2 hits, and a hit by pitch. And that is the Macron player of the game. And your University of Chicago Medicine play of the game is going to be Jaden Deal's double, which came in the 6th inning that drove in Austin Ridgway and tied the game, which was a huge difference maker at the time until the Corndogs absolutely exploded in the bottom of the 7th and took the lead easily. Looking ahead, we see the Corndogs have an off day tomorrow. But then on Tuesday, I believe we travel to Chicago, where the Lake County Corndogs will take on the Chicago American Giants. And then after that, we'll see you back at home at Legacy Fields on Wednesday against the Southland Vikings. But for now, Corndogs take this one 11-7. We hope that you enjoyed today's game, and we hope to see you next time. I'm Noel Ferry for Andrew Mild, signing off.